I have to have a catchphrase for whenever I do a voice. That catchphrase starts with one line.
Right, we should be audible. You should be able to hear us, folks. So, welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. It's Saturday night. We're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the Fall of Plaguestone, as it will remain until Emrys Plays does her job. Just putting it out there. So, we have, quickly we'll go through the boring stuff. At the bottom you can see our social media. You've got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram that you can go check out what we're doing, see lovely photos of the stuff we're doing, announcements of what we're doing, etc. You can join our Discord. I will put a link up at some point and do a shout out for that. If you want to support the channel, you can go to Patreon and you can subscribe on various tiers, and depending on what you throw at us, you will get little rewards for those tiers. One of the main one being a e-magazine called Arcane Script, which is based on our 5th edition compatible lore, feats, spell classes, etc. We use it for Dungeons and Dragons. You can use it for other stuff with the OGL licensing that's out there. Go check it out. It's amazing. It's the best thing you'll ever read in your life. It's way better than Wizards of the Coast. Don't quote me on that in case you all work for Wizards of the Coast. If you don't, it's better than Wizards of the Coast. Anyway, so our lovely sponsors. We've just done a week-long giveaway with Thornless Rose. So thank you to Thornless Rose, where she gave away one of her leather dice rolling trays and a pack of dice to a lovely winner who was Nixie Cat 65, I think it was. I spoke to her. She's very happy with the thing. She's going to take a lovely photo when she gets the stuff, and it's for her daughter who's well into gaming, and they're going to be watching us, so that's cool. Ruffworx Creative makes loads of beautiful woodworking stuff. Go check him out on Facebook. Just go to his photos. You see all his stuff. Great, amazing, lovely. Sawdust Swearwords. This list will get shorter. Sawdust Swearwords. They do woodworking as well. Very beautiful stuff. We will be having some giveaways from Sawdust and Swearwords next week, possibly the week after, depending on the madness of postage. So stay tuned for all that lovely goodness next week. Again, go to Facebook, type in Sawdust and Swearwords, and you'll find their page. Brilliant. At the bottom, you can see Just Games, a gaming shop in Guernsey that are sponsoring the stream because the gaffer's playing. Let's see how that works. See how that works. Nice one. There you go. And last but not least, Ishana. You will see her Instagram link pop up in chat. She's a glass crafter and she plays World of Warcraft and such on her stream channel, but she does lots of glass figurines and such, and she will be sending us some of her work to give away to the lovely viewers. So yeah, so check her out, have fun with that. Boom. See I got that down in like 4.5 minutes. Right, the last couple of sessions, myself, I've never played Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Kelly and Rob have never played Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So we got together and we've dragged in Stu and James to play with us and hold our hands as we get it wrong, or as I get it wrong. And yeah, so we're going through the starter adventure of Pathfinder 2nd Edition called the Fall of Plaguestone. Over the last 2 sessions, the players have guarded a dwarven caravan into town, as you do. They've turned up, got into a bar fight, some more energetically than others. Somebody chaired somebody, or tried to heal them with a chair to the back of the head, mentioning no names, the cleric, and somebody died. So they decided to find out why they got killed, or how they got killed. They found a goblin, they chased the goblin, they acrobatically leapt over stuff in the way. Linny didn't, Linny ran into the stuff in the way. They then found out that the big bully of the town had been taking Juggernaut mutagen to make himself big and hard, and that he was responsible for bullying the goblin, not our goblin, into poisoning poor Borat, or Bot even. Well, we'll edit that out in the YouTube version. Borat walked in, got poisoned to death. So we took them into I shall tell you. No, what? Because I've lost it. They went into Halod, who is the very large chap, hideout. They fought their way through some traps, which were devastating. I just want to put it out there. Pathfinder 2 does not hold any punches. They got through the traps, they got into the tunnels. They then decided to kill brutally 2 of the guard dogs, and then had a change of heart to save the other 2 guard dogs after the Dwarven Ranger dropped a bombshell. So, after getting past the guard dogs, they let the other 2 sleep. They locked them back up. They went wandering through the tunnels. They found a bit of water. They decided to prod the water, or at least walk past it, and unleashed a giant lightning serpent. which bit them and tried to torch them to death. It failed, as they did the same to it. So, there you go. How's that for a recap? Mercer, I'm coming for you. Oh my god. Niall, you're an absolute... Right, so Dwarf Warrior, thank you very much. Don't you be saying yes, Niall, Emrys. Oh, here we go. Thank you very much, Dwarf Warrior. Thank you very much to the people using it. We're going to get a lot of gravy now, but you know, it's good. So, thank you. Oh, here we go. Niall, I'm coming for you, lad. So they've killed a serpent. They are in the depths. Thank you very much to all the subscriptions provided by Mr. Dwarf Warrior. That's taking us to 200. I'm going to stab you. So. No, Niall's cheating.
You've got to get bigger than peso, that's what you told us.
That would be an achievement.
Otherwise you're going to beat the goblin, and the goblin does not want to get beaten.
Nobody does, my friend. Nobody does. So, we're going to move over to Roll20 now. Smoothly. There we go. You should all be able to see that lovely map. Yeah. I'm going to play... Viewers, I am using Sirenscape and for ambience. So, as per usual, let me know if it's too loud, and then we can go from there. So, you should be able... Yep, you can see, that's fine. So, party members, you have just defeated the giant lightning serpent. You are in a cave, and across the way there is a tunnel leading further away from you that stretches quite far. What do? You are no longer in initiative.
I was going to take a second to check and see how we for healing.
Well, I'm fine.
Well, I'm not, but what I meant was how are we for how's the cleric?
At that point, I decided to give it back myself. Not a bad idea.
How many times have I think I still can.
Well, if not, you could always take one of these potions and make you feel a little bit better.
Have you got a spell one, have you?
Yes.
Could I
What?
take a potion from you?
I don't know. Could you?
If you're going to play teacher with me, Goblin, I will get very short temper very quickly.
Okay, take the potion. Take the potion.
Thank you.
Pass it back.
Count how many times I've done it.
In which case, brave dwarf, you have to roll one of your 6-sided dice.
Yeah. I'm just working out why I didn't do that automatically. Alright.
I don't know.
Sweet.
If you give me another minute, I will make another one.
Do you have +1 to this?
No, just 1d6.
Just as flat. Okay. That gets me to slightly better than I was before, so I am okay for the moment. If you get into combat, I'll make the fall over. That should be fine.
Well, I have a feeling we're chasing after some bad guy bully, so we're
Yeah, that's why I
probably
don't
going
really
to
want to
get into the
spend
combat.
time.
Okay. Well, best to send the cat in if we find him, and you stand back and shoot him with your crossbow.
I understand. I'm just going to go and check out this treacherous patch of sea here and see if there's any more lizards in it, or snakes, or sea serpents, or
Good luck!
bidens, krakens, whatever.
So,
Stay safe! Don't drown!
as you are checking the place out, give me a perception check.
Have we rested at all since starting this campaign?
But yes,
Yes.
technically we slept one night. I mean, you might not have slept, but I slept really well.
23, 80.
Cool. So, as you are potting around and you're checking the water for any more death snakes, at the bottom of the shallow pool there is the body of what looks like an explorer type humanoid. The water damage you can't really tell race, but they've been dead years. Not much more than bits of clothing, real tight skin across bones. Yeah, it's a bit of limestone calcified around the skeleton, you know what I mean? You notice the pommel of a weapon sticking out of the stone near it.
Just going to experimentally just dip a finger in the water and just lick it.
You know, that's how a very famous poisoner died once, is just by licking an unknown liquid on their end of their finger. It's very true. Factual alchemical fact.
So, the water is cool. Are you tasting it?
Yes.
It's a bit bitty, but it's all right.
Is it fresh or is it salt water?
It is
I thought
fresh.
it was briny.
It's briny, but it's fresh tasting.
I will tentatively start wading in and then turn around and go, there's a body down here, it might have something.
Okay, well, I don't know how to swim, so you're best going.
Yeah. Do I need to dive down or do you need to check?
No, it's not shallow, mate. It doesn't come past. You're a dwarf, so it's up to see your chest.
Linny, can you get your cat to move out the way? It's very large, and it looks like it might eat me if I tell it to move.
Could just
Thank you.
give it a little push.
I don't want to touch it. It might bite me. It's like a dog.
So you're messing about with the dead serpent, yeah?
Yeah. No. Well, the body and the thingy.
So you're doing. So where the pommel of the sword's sticking out, you can see that the stone has sort of grown, and the limestone that's calcified around it's kind of held it in place. You reckon you could probably break it out, but you'd be no chance of pulling it out. But the handle is more of a finesse-based pommel rather than the thicker, sturdy ones of it.
Good nick, as in, is it a nice-looking, well-made?
The handle. Look, you can't see the rest of the blade, but the handle to the pommel area is well crafted, as well as you can see underwater.
All right, I'll attempt to break it out.
Cool. Give me a craft skill check, even.
23 critical success. 20 rather.
Normal folk, you reckon it'd take about 20 minutes to break this out and piss about with the rock and stuff. But as soon as you critically succeeded, you reckon you can find a few of the weaker points and do it in about 10-15 minutes?
It could take a while to break out, guys. Do we just bookmark it and come back?
I think that's a better idea. Let's finish up what we're here to do and maybe come back for it.
Well, it's just a sword. It's not like it's going to go anywhere.
How does the
Right.
body look?
How does
Oh,
the what look?
I'm asking Rogar how the body looks.
Oh, okay.
It's dead. It's seen better days. It's been here a while.
Okay. So if the body's been there a while, how long's the sword been there? And is it really worth?
Well, it looks nice.
There.
Well made.
But we can always come back and check it later.
Well, if you wanted to spend 10 minutes doing that, I can spend 10 minutes refocusing, and then I can use Fire Ray again.
I was just being, I think, a bit more careful about whether or not there's a guy run away from us and how far he can get in 10 minutes.
He doesn't know we're coming.
He pulled a lever, let some dogs at us and shut the doors, so he's already got a bit of a head start on us.
Did he pull the lever, or did we just set that off by walking into the room? I don't really know.
Oh my god, there are words on the map.
Yeah, it says scimitar, question mark.
Yeah, that's because I stuck it. Crappy chisels into the pond.
So at the moment, I'm not sure I have any healing spells.
Alright, so we need a break then.
Possibly. Possibly.
I mean, I could always make some more alchemical goodness. Of the good kind.
Fine. In that case, I will spend the time to free the sword up.
Okay.
While
Okay.
the rest of the stuff.
Cool, just give me a strength check.
I'm gonna make you elixir of life. I'm gonna make you elixir of life.
12.
Cool. So, Zach, you get down and do your alchemical shenanigans.
Let's get down and do the dirty alchemy. Yeah. Just
Of the
like
good kind? Wow.
Of the good kind, not the bad kind.
Kyra, you refocus yourself and restore your divine connection.
Yep.
Linny, what were you doing?
I'm trying to work out what I can do in a 10-minute rusty.
You can
Period.
stroke the cat.
Yeah, I guess.
Make sure it's not going to eat me. That'd be quite nice.
You've used one of your focus skills already, haven't you?
I have, but I focused since then.
Oh, okay.
When you meditated in the dog.
That's why Linny was rolling around on the floor earlier.
Yeah.
Apparently that's how she gets back to nature.
Just relax, lie down on the floor, give up on life for 10 minutes.
And I only reset my spell slots via long resting, I'm assuming, so...
It's a long rest. That sounds like a term from a different game.
You
Sounds
can...
like a term. It's where you rest for a
long time. Yeah, I was going to say.
Pedantic goblin.
Okay.
It's this other game in which you...
One where Zek doesn't have a latex mask attached to his face.
Basically trying to figure out how I get my healing spells back.
It's one where Zek is not allowed to be a player character, and it makes him very sad.
So how do you get your spells back, Rogar and Zek?
Rest.
For a long time?
The short answer.
No.
I'm literally just finding out how much time.
You can only get them back in the morning after sleeping.
For about 8 hours, yeah?
Nope.
Absolutely ridiculous. I guarantee.
It's just a set period of time per day where you end up praying or meditating or reading your spell book or doing whatever the thing is, but it's a set period of time. So it's not like that other game where you can just go, it's been 8 hours, I can just get my spells back.
So if you stay up for 24 hours, you're fine?
As long as you do the thing at the allotted time, yes.
So the way it works is once every 24 hours, you can take a period of rest, typically 8 hours, after which you regain hit points with your con modifier, minimum 1 times your level.
Yep.
And you might recover from certain conditions. Sleeping in armor is obviously poor rest, leaves you fatigued. If you go more than 16 hours without resting, you become fatigued, and you can't recover from this until you've had at least 6 hours continuous rest. After you rest, you make your daily preparations, which takes around 1 hour. You can prepare only if you've rested, and only once per day. Preparing includes the following. Spellcasters regain spell slots. Prepared spellcasters choose spells that are available. Focus points, other abilities refreshed during your preparations, and abilities used only a certain number of times per day, including magic item uses, are reset. You don armor, weapons, equipment, etc., and you can invest up to 10 warm magic items to gain the benefits from the day, which is a later on thing when we get to choose magic items to ourselves.
So you take a long rest, and at the end of it, you are allowed to prepare your spells.
Yeah, basically. And the rest is 8 hours.
Cool. So
you can only do it once per 24 hours.
Yeah. Makes sense. So yeah, that's what you've got to do, Kara, before you get your super healer ability back. But do you not have your channel energy thing? Is channel energy not a clerical thing where you can just shoot into an area and positive energy heals people? Or am I thinking Pathfinder 1?
I don't know.
I think you're thinking Pathfinder 1.
I was going to say, I can't see anything that says
Cool.
on my character sheet.
You are thinking Pathfinder 1, but they changed it into Pathfinder 2 to basically give you bonus extra heal spells, which you can spend actions to do. So a 1 action heal is a 2 action heal is a heightened 1, and then 3 is an area effect.
Oh, okay, cool. Lovely. Live and learn.
I've also discovered this thing, which is called Treat Wounds.
Yeah, Treat Wounds is amazing.
So while Kyra is focusing on her divine energies, Linny is rolling around. Zek is sorting his alchemy out. Rogar, you successfully break away some of the stone and retrieve the sword that was stuck. From first glance, it's a silver rapier of a level of grade. It's not super duper shiny, so you can take that it is lower or lesser grade than most silver rapiers you've seen. But you now have a silver rapier. You are muted.
Who here is really good at rapiers? Anyone?
Unlikely, let me
Maybe?
no, I can just use simple weapons, so I very much doubt that covers it.
It's fairly simple. The pointy end goes in the body.
So Zek knows.
Rogar will look at the weapon and then take one look at Linny and just sort of go, well, I hope it was a scimitar. I'll be brutally honest, Druid friends, I know, have a bit of an aversion to this kind of weapon, so I'm presuming you like druidic vows and stuff say no.
No, not particularly.
Does a rapier class as a martial weapon?
Yes.
Then yeah, I can't use it. Well, I could. I just wouldn't be very good at it.
How much do we reckon it's worth, Eddie?
You reckon it's worth? How much do you think it's worth?
No, I cannot use rapiers. Even I do not know the pointy end goes in the bad guy.
I could explain.
What did you get on your roll?
I got a 23 initially, but 7 now for just looking at it again.
You reckon it's worth, off the top of your head, about 50 gold?
Oh, okay, so it's not like crazy expensive. Chuck it in a pack and move on, I guess. Once you guys are ready to leave.
You say 50 gold is not much. I could buy a lot of things at 50 gold.
Rogar's living the
Rogar's
dream.
bluff is not the greatest amount of bluffing.
So you're moving on.
Sure.
Your 10 minutes have passed, and as you move across to the other side, you can see that the tunnel winds for quite a distance. And you're just marching up the tunnel. Tunnel's about a person wide, so you'd have to go in single file.
Do you want to scout, or do you want to go up front, or what?
I feel I should go at the back. It's a squishy this.
So put yourselves in marching order.
Yep, 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 yep.
There we go.
Something like that.
Jesus crap.
Oh god, everyone everywhere.
Ah!
It's fine.
Right, so as you are walking ahead, Rogar, you are taking the lead with this, yeah?
Unless anyone else wants to.
I'm good.
It's all yours.
I will attempt to move forward slightly quietly and get a 14 on my stealth check.
Cool. So as you are creeping ahead, you've traversed this tunnel for about 5 minutes, and at that point you can see a faint like natural light up ahead, and the air becomes notably cleaner, smelling a little bit of grass. After another 5 minutes-ish of travel, the tunnel opens up into a cave mouth. Yep. The tunnel you've been traversing opens up into a cave, and you can see a forest beyond the cave's mouth. The roots of a large tree block the middle of this entrance, as if the tree had grown into a hillside that has since eroded away. Beyond the tree is a large pond. A path around the water begins to one side, beneath a curtain of moss hanging from the tree. The cave itself is piled high with 2 rows of neatly stacked crates and boxes.
Any sign of any antagonists initially? Or...
Initially, no.
Oh, he disappeared.
Take a peeky, as the goblin would say.
Cool.
Picky.
So give me a perception check.
Duck.
I will perceive to the level of 14.
14.
Yeah.
Cool. You see the crates and stacks in front. What do my dwarf eyes see? 3 elves being taken to Isengard. So you see across the way, you can see the water and the pool of water, and that it opens out into the forest beyond. And you see nothing else.
Report back to everybody else, make sure they all know what they're walking into, and then carefully, cautiously step out with crossbow out in front of me, panning round, checking corners and targets and stuff.
Would you like me to check for traps?
Yeah, by
I
all
want to
means.
whisper that forward. He seems to have disappeared around the corner.
Not that far ahead.
I'll
By
pass
all
the
means,
message
goblin.
along.
Chinese whispers up the line.
He wants you to trap him.
You want to check for traps?
The goblin wants to know if you want him to scalp your head. I don't know.
What was that?
It's a ritual. It's
Send in the cat.
No.
So,
Pusskins has survived half an hour, and this is a new record.
Yeah, without being hit, yeah.
so Rogar, are you moving in? How are you moving up? Are you moving up, Zek? What's the plan? You're all still in a line at the minute.
I'll move to here
Yep.
so that I can cover most of these. How high are these stacks?
I'll
Well, some of them are 4 stacks high, some of them are just barrels sat on the side.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'll come out this way and get Zek to move back so that he can
Oh,
get in.
He can move through your space. You let him through.
Yes.
Give me a
Basically,
perception
we'll
check.
let the goblin go check the traps while
Runs
covering
between
him.
legs and
Give us a perception
What
check.
do my goblin eyes see?
And now Paradise
Oh, they
Island
see
and
crap
then-
all. I got half of what the dwarf got. I got 7.
So between the pair of you see lots of barrels and crates stacked.
Ah, it looks perfectly safe to me. I'm just gonna go stand back here.
It's perfectly safe, Rogar. What are you doing? Oh, yes.
Right, fine. I will move stealthily, carefully around here.
Can you give me a... As you trip a wire.
Ah, of course I
Ah, see, I was looking at things that were more up high rather than low down.
You were looking for guillotine.
Something that could have garroted you, not tied around
So, as the spear shoots across the room towards you,
I die.
I forgot that I rolled to hit. Just so you know, viewers that weren't here last time, these spears on a trap are plus 14 to it.
I loaded in heavy crossbows.
28.
Miss. I mean, no, you hit.
So,
another free spear.
Oh, excellent! I need more ammunition.
That reminds me, I was going to look up a guy getting hit by a spear and like flying across the room gif, but I couldn't find one really quickly.
you take 14 points of piercing damage as a 5-foot spear is launched at you as you set the trip wire off.
I think it might be trapped.
At that point,
Another free spear.
you see a very large, bald bloke with a scar over his right eye, heavily muscled, leather armour on. He's just finished drinking something out of a jar and tossed the jar behind him, and he's got a bloodied kukri in his hand, so the thin blade that spans out to the thicker stabbing area. Yeah, he's got a spoon in his hand.
I was thinking more of a frying pan.
Alright, fair. Well, I eat you cook, mate. What can I say? Do you know what I mean? So,
Initiative? Or...
it is indeed. As he shouts, let's get it on. So,
It's
select.
great.
Oh my.
No, not yet. That's the new bad guy. So, click your tokens and then roll your initiatives.
Yes.
I'm worried I've just screwed it up then.
Yay, not
Nice.
I got crap. My dice app hates me.
I love that. So, where is he? Oh, love it. Wow, you guys have gone through a lot of stuff.
I'm
haven't
gonna
you?
stare at the people on Twitch and watch my internet.
Wow.
Well, I've got ages till I get to go. The dwarf might die by then.
Where is initiative? There we go. Dun. Descending order. Liddy, 22. Well, goddamn.
Yay.
I've worked out how to minimise the stuff as well, so that should be cool. Whee.
Tie the 2 spears together and you have a free...
So,
Oh,
Liddy, you are where you are.
Yep.
Everyone is where they are. Let's get.
So in in this setting, and with all of these barrels and boxes and stuff,
Yeah.
if I run forward, am I going to be able to see this dude, or am I just going to see an injured Rogar?
If you run forwards so if you run, as soon as you get anywhere near Kyra, you'll see
Yeah,
Hallard.
that's fine. So they're not stacked up too high for
Yeah.
for my gnomish
No.
stature to.
There's a bit of a rise in the ground. You can see it ahead. You're fine.
That right, cool. In which case, 5, 10. How far away is he?
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. So I kind of get to Rogar. I'm going to move 25 feet. Cool. So I guess for the time being, I'm just going to move myself up to there, and then kind of raise my shield, but also kind of over Rogar as well, just to make sure that if any other spears start to try and get at him, then maybe I can help him out.
Okay.
And I'll use my other action just to give Pusskins a bit of a run forward. Over here.
So is that you done?
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. Kyra, you're up.
Just trying to find a link to the Discord to share a meme. I'll have to wait. Okay. I will. Yeah. How far away is he? Some distance. 45 foot. Is there a risk that I like these? Do the barrels count as like anything that will make it less likely I hit, or are they kind of irrelevant when it comes to combat?
You could use them for cover if you so wished.
Okay. I'll move to like here, and then I'll attempt a fire ray.
Fire ray.
Yay! It's a crit.
Well, goddamn.
He's taken down. It's the end.
That is an horrendous amount of damage.
It's the jumping damage from the 7.
Oh, has he got to do a saving throw?
I
What's
don't
this
know,
about?
because it says saving throw DC 4. Critical success, the ray deals double damage.
It's just a
Success
spell
that they-
attack.
It's just a,
Yeah, I don't know. It does say on it saving throw DC 4, but nowhere else in it does it say that it should have
I don't think
save.
it is. I think it's just your fire shot in it. So that does 22 points of damage.
There's 22 points of fire damage and 1d4 persistent fire damage.
Is that every turn thereafter, or? So it's every
Yep, apparently.
every turn after. Yeah, cool. I'll put a little.
Guru
Drop
say
and
yes,
roll
so
to put it out.
Cool. He's on fire. Not in a good way. Holy Serenray. Just.
I sort of go yay, and then catch myself and just sort of like, don't celebrate this. But now I'm going to go back to figuring out how to post a meme in Discord.
Brilliant. Is that you done and dusted? Cool.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
it's
everything I
now
can do, really.
it's now Halon's turn. That hurt. He will. Oh. Oh.
Actually, it's my final thing. I just duck. Like, I do that sort of thing of we catch eyes and then I just go. Eh. Like, he probably knows exactly where I am. I'm not very good at hiding.
Halon will run over to Pusskins
No!
for one action, and then will cookery. Oh, I rolled twice. First one was a 26.
I mean, that's still a hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that is what's the AC of the cat? 16. So that's plus 10. So is that a critical success?
Right.
Does it work on hits as well, guys?
He's already
Yes.
gone. He's already got 11 health.
There you go.
No! No!
So that's one action.
Right, it's 40 minutes into the campaign.
Second, third action point. I'll cookery again. So here's one. How does hitting a downed target affect the -5? Are they now counted as flat-footed or touch?
Isn't he like dead then?
He's not dead, is he? He's on the floor dying.
hit 11 hit points, yeah.
Oh, right, sorry, it's because you hit twice there.
Sorry, yeah, I double clicked instead of clicking once.
So he's currently he's in the dying, yeah?
Yep, so he's in dying. He took it from a critical hit, so he's dying 2.
Yeah, so he's on dying 2.
Yep.
Can't believe you. Right, so decrease by 2 if you take damage. So you're
Just
also
doing a
unconscious.
rules check. So yeah, so how does it affect me hitting the dying
You
creature?
take a -4 penalty to your AC, perception, and reflex saves.
So instead of a -5 with my last hit, it'd be a -1.
Effectively, yes.
Yes.
Well, no, just the yeah. You could.
The
work it
AC
that
is
way.
worse than, you know, you can...
Yeah. As far as rolling goes, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. They'll do that then. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? That'll be an 17. So yeah, so you take. Alright, then how does that affect the dying with the damage?
Okay, if you take damage, increase dying by 1.
Cool, so you're now dying 3, correct?
Yes.
And if you hit dying 4, you're dead? Lovely. As Hallod just runs over to Pusskins, stabs once, stabs twice, does shout, "Emrys, I'm coming for you." Rogar, your turn.
Rob, just to check in the interim, did you and AD have a falling out this week?
Did you poo-poo one of his ideas?
I've done nothing. If anything, he was against me with all of my ideas. I should be the angry one. Definitely the angry
it's
one.
fine, I can do this.
Pusskins dies, I want my subs back.
AD, I'm going to mark Hallod as a prey target, so I'm going to hunt him, which is an action.
Okay.
This allows me to do various ranger non-gubbins. I'm not going to shoot him.
Cool.
'Cause he deserves it.
Legit.
Crossbow would be a good one to start with. Go 22 and
Hashtag pray for Pushkins.
10 damage.
Jesus Christ. What's that? Oh, he's not quite there yet. He's well on his way to being crippled.
Oh, and +2 on that. Sorry, 12 damage.
He's he's getting ever so closer to being crippled.
Awesome. I'm then going to drop the heavy crossbow
Yep.
and pull out my axes.
Okay. Is that you done?
That is me done because that's my interactions. So,
Zach, you're up.
shout at him and say, "Oi, over here." I am your opponent.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm totally going to regret this, but from my bandolier, I will pour a healing elixir, and then I will make a mighty run all the way over to Pushkins and regret my life choices. As I then go about pouring the elixir of life down Pushkin's throat.
The hero that is.
This is only because I know the Twitch people will be very angry with you.
I mean, it's fine. I had a plan.
Pushkins gets 5 points back, and the goblin looks very, 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 very happy.
Excellent.
Now, Pushkins, kill!
Is that
That's
you?
it. That's the end of my action. That's all 3 of my actions done.
Lily, you're
I
up.
am seriously going to die to save a cat.
I'm not convinced that Hallod will see his turn, if I'm honest.
That's wrong way round. Oh.
So I'm gonna do the heal animal as my 2 actions.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's back on full.
Should I be grabbing a sheet of paper to write things?
And then I'm going to use my last turn to give Puskins 2 actions, one of which is stand up, and the other of which is just slice
That's
that
Hallod.
dude.
Get
in
'em,
the face
Pusskins.
with a 21 to hit.
And do
Three
3 damage.
slashing
3 damage.
I'll take it. It's the vengeance of Pusskins.
Vengeance of Pusskins. Yep.
And then that's it. That's the end of my turn.
Was that it? Was that literally the best you could do? I saved a cat to do 3 points of nice. Might as well just have dropped a bomb on him. Cheers.
I mean, I had other plans.
Kyra, it's now your go.
You said he's not looking great, right?
He is looking in an absolute state.
I'd just like to point out he also now takes his persistent fire damage.
Ooh,
Oh, yes.
1d4. Rogar, roll 1d4.
You know,
Oh, Kyra even.
I think it was
Kyra, yeah, sorry.
I mean,
Yeah, I
you
can.
could randomly select.
You've
people
got
to roll it.
you got a
You
ginger
could ask
beard,
the
that's
Twitch
all.
audience to roll it.
One.
I don't trust the Twitch audience. Oh, Puskin's got that 20 again.
To be fair, I don't trust the Twitch audience either, so it could go either way.
They've got a sniper outside my window. If I don't save the cat, I get shot.
Yeah, so 1 point of fire damage.
Cool, I've done it.
I will then, seeing as cantrips are about all I have left in my life right now, cast Daze on him. And that's a DC 17 will save.
He fails.
He takes
He
7
critically
points
fails.
of mental damage. Oh, critical fail.
He,
Okay, so
he
he's
dies.
stunned as well.
he is stunned. He is definitely
Definitely
stunned.
stunned.
You just see this strange pinkish jelly that seems textured pour out of his nose and ears as he just collapses on the floor.
God, he's hulking up! Oh no, wait, he's dead. My bad.
So we wanted to save him for questioning, right?
Yeah, but then he attacks the cat.
Yeah, actually,
All bets were off.
And you know, life gets really complex when people attack our Pushkins.
The second he says we were saving him for questioning, right, I just go, oh no, and leap forward like, oh shit, gotta fix him. Yeah, I guess.
Gonna put his brain back in.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
Try and use
Can we not just
medicine.
tie him up before you do anything?
Yeah, sure. It's going to take me 10 minutes to do treat wounds. No, he's going to die before then. It would have to be first aid. Oh no, hang on. I don't need to do that. I've got stabilise.
Ah, clerics.
My brain. Yeah,
Right, tie him up at the same
first.
time.
So, I don't know what's just
What are you
happened.
doing?
I don't know what
could do
Kyra's just
first
done.
aid and I'm a fucking cleric healer. What is wrong with me?
That's amazing.
Quick, get the bandage out.
For a minute, or some kind of wizard.
Wizard. So, what does Kyra actually do?
Flop over there in a stress, much akin to my flail just then. And as the others tie this guy up, I work on stabilising him so he's at least dying.
What are you tying him up with?
Just looking in my inventory for
I
anything.
mean, it's not going
It's
to make a difference.
broke.
He doesn't come back to consciousness, so even if it doesn't work, that's fine.
Hey, it will eventually. Unless you guys just keep beating him as
That's an option.
This is what
Yeah.
seriously.
I think I have rope in my inventory as well. I think we all
got-
have rope, don't we? So
I mean, I've got holly and mistletoe, which I don't think works too well.
okay, I have rope in my inventory.
I've got a water skin that might have a little rope around it.
I have rope in my
I've got,
inventory.
yeah.
The holly,
I've got rope.
the holly and
point
mistletoe
of
is
the
your
joke is
spell
I don't have
focus,
any-
then it.
Yeah.
So,
Linny, I think you might want to look at Pushkins. She's very injured and some might even say wounded. If you have a look at her with medicine roll, you might be able to remove the wounded condition.
I do so with maybe a nature roll because of the
You
natural
can.
medicine.
If you have natural medicine as our
I
feat.
do have natural medicine.
Oh, look at that.
Alternatively, I can treat wounds.
You're busy on Harrod.
It's literally just a. Okay, he's not dying. It's a really quick spell.
You made a bigger deal over it a second ago. There you go.
It's because I saw the man's brains melt out of his nose.
I have channeled the energy of the Twitch chat and critically treated Puskin's wounds.
yes.
Excellent. In which case, Pushkins gets 2d8 hit points back and removes the wounded condition.
Dun dun dun. Which will put Pusskins full and no longer wounded.
I don't know. It depends what he rolls for his 2d8.
They were Pusskins already at
He's
full.
already at full.
Because you healed and Linny healed during the fight. So all Linny's done now is remove the wounded condition.
Oh, in which case you're fine.
But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly that.
I was making sure. I was also very well prepared to spend all of my hero points, all of my 1 hero point.
Yeah, hero
In
points.
9 minutes, you get another hero point.
I know, that's why I was quite happy to spend it now,
Ah,
especially on the spend all of your hero points option.
So, you, Kyra, you are stabilising Hallard.
Yeah.
Hallard. Jesus. He's out cold. You scoop some of his brains, push them back up his nose.
can I rifle his pockets while tying him up?
You can indeed rob the place.
Excellent!
So,
Whoever would have guessed?
so you will find. So for you, this is important. You will find about 50 gold's worth of alchemical reagents that can be
There
used.
is nothing here for you to see.
You will find a rune stone that actually contains the shadow rune upon it, and 2 torches that you know alchemically to be ever burning torches.
Nice. Anything in the crates, or was that just on him? Or is that an inventory of everything?
That is anything that you would stick out. The rest of the crates and stuff is. You find a bit of parchment that reads, Hallard, the final shipment of corpse blood is due in just over a week, and it is the last thing I need from the greedy bastard Bort. I've enclosed a parting gift for him that should ensure he never tells anyone of our dealings. Be sure that he gets it, my darling. Drop off the reagents as soon as they arrive. My work is almost done. You will find your usual reward in the stump, and it is signed V. Yes.
V for Victor.
V for Victor.
Even vendetta.
Do you want to add those things to your own inventory, James, or do you want me to put them on the big sheet?
I was going to let you put them on the big sheet, but I thought since you were doodling something else, I would make a note of them.
That's fine.
So 50 gold pieces worth of alchemical agents.
Oh, where's the bank? 50 gold, yeah. Oh no, alchemical agents.
Yeah, it's alchemical agents. It's my stuff.
That'll go into Misk. Okay.
A shadow rune stone.
Yeah.
2 ever-burning torches.
This would go into magical.
I mean, they're not really magical. They're just alchemical.
Alchemical. Okay. Fine. They can go in Misk then.
Yeah.
Ever burning torches. That's 2.
So,
Oh,
So, Hallard had had someone basically organising him stealing stuff.
No, it looks like he bought supplies from Bort, and then whoever this V was didn't want Bort to say anything, so they gave Hallard the poison that Hallard then persuaded the goblin, poor miscreant little goblin that he was, to put into the soup. So we need to find out what corpse blood is and where it went.
Corpse blood's probably something that you could work out. Presuming.
I was going to say.
Is it because it was corpses or because it's alchemical?
Well,
Because
is
it's
it
alchemical.
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
alchemical.
right, okay. I thought you were just stereotyping goblins then for a second. That's okay.
he is. He's stereotyping them as extremely
Right.
smart creatures who know alchemical things.
I like
Yeah,
you
see?
more and more.
Well, the other thing I was going to say is presuming just from the phrase "my darling" that V is feminine, but at the same time, I don't want to presume.
Let's not assume. It could be anyone. We haven't met anyone in this town with a name starting with V, however.
No, we ain't. No.
No, but we could probably ask people if they know anyone starting with the letter V.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I was jumping to conclusions is literally everyone else we've met has been male.
Yeah.
Or unless this is a.
No. There was the woman who is inside the bar,
The
As I said,
landlady's
currently-
there's a landlady's a woman.
She's a woman.
The chef's a
Yeah.
woman. The stable lass was a
Tell
woman.
that because she's lacking a beard.
The lass that's
We've
paid
already
you
had
or wanted
spoken
you
in
to
a named capacity.
find more people is a woman.
Mr. Games Master, can
Yes.
I make a crafting roll to find out what the flippity flop corpse blood is?
Why?
Well, can it be used in any kind of alchemical stuff?
Oh, the actual blood of a corpse. I thought he was reeling off some specific named herb. I was like,
No. Yeah, no. Do I know any kind of potions or poisons?
yeah,
or
cool. Do me a
booze?
crafting.
Okay. But, 25.
Cool.
See?
Corpse's
Better than
blood can be
12.
used to create poisons. It can be used to flavour certain meals that some people may like. And it can be used in alchemical solutions that are used in necromancy.
Okay, so poisons,
Hey.
food, or necromancy. There you go, that's your lot.
Awesome. Yay. Cool. Stop.
Yes. Apparently the
this?
usual reward is in the stump.
Is this a stump?
That's a root bowl.
Well, technically it looks like a tree.
You go look at it. See if there's anything there.
You can if you want. So, where are you? So, this is nothing in here, but you do recall the dead willow tree on the way in.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah.
It might
Let's.
be worth as well seeing if any are bought, like if he has a book or anything of all his business dealings, to see if we can find someone with the name V.
You mean like this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
did.
Oh, do we have one?
You are.
I may or may
Where
not
did
have
that come
acquired
from?
it from the inside of his pockets.
Did you acquire maybe or maybe not anything else from the inside of his pockets?
I may or may not have acquired his bits of money from the inside of his pockets.
Bits of money. I love it.
Dinner's on you then.
No,
because
dinner's
dinner
paid
is
for.
free.
He's already.
That is what you negotiated. And that's
Okay.
splashing out for takeaway. They've only just opened up in this age of lockdown.
Can we check the book to see if there's anything with the name V in it?
I probably can, but I don't really want to check it right here. I'd much rather be somewhere
gravy
comfortable
time.
with a pint in my hand.
This is fair.
Sure.
Where does this so this bit go out to? Does the water just
It ends there, and so this bit here, that is a separate part to the bit on the left, and it goes off into the woodlands beyond.
So in order to get back to
You'd have to,
this
yeah.
stuff,
You
true,
your best guess is to go back through where you came through.
Okay.
It's
Don't
a-
forget about the barky dogs.
It'll take you
Don't
about.
forget about the unconscious man on the floor.
Oh yeah.
I don't care about him.
Well,
What's he been doing?
heal me up and I'll carry him.
I mean, I can help you, but okay, I can medicine. I can administer first aid or whatever it's called, treat wounds,
Yes, yes, you can.
which is how do I do this?
It's a medicine roll with a DC 50. So I presume you're trained in medicine.
It's not rolling. There we go. Oh, it didn't go well. Oh, it rolled twice.
And the
Okay.
first one,
The first one failed.
which means
which
Do I
means
get
nothing.
anything additional if I have healer's tools? Is that something or no?
No.
That
it
just
means-
you have to have them.
Yeah, if you had exceptional healer's tools, you'd get a +1.
Okay. In which case, I get out the healer's tools. I look at Rogar. I look at what I've got. I look at Rogar. I look at what I've got, and I go,
you're on your own with
not
it.
sure that this is going to cut it, I'm
It's fine,
afraid.
it's fine.
Okay, it's fine. You can have my last healing one for the ones that I made. There you
Okay.
go. It means I've only got the emergency one left, so no dying on me.
Yay! D20 goes through.
You
yeah.
roll your own healing. Do not blame the alchemist.
I'm not blaming the alchemist at all. Okay. I can see from roll 20 just not liking us tonight.
Roll 20 never likes us. It's like it knows.
Okay, we're done here. I'm gonna go retrieve my weapon, reload, and sling Hallard over my shoulder.
Okay.
It's heavy, I can take the other one. We can like drag in between.
So I will
Something
say,
Linny might like. We now get an extra hero point because we've been playing for an hour.
I will say between the pair of you and anyone who deems to help as need be, it will take you about half an hour to get back to that tree.
I'm a weak goblin. I cannot help picking burgers up. It's too heavy. I can eat it.
No, it's fine.
Okay, well, I offered to help.
I was going to say we could put him in a barrel, but I don't think he'd make it alive to the other end, so let's not do that. Let's just drag him back.
Battered and bruised meat, you said.
So you make your way back to the tree stump, or dead willow. You've managed to drag Hallard out. On the way out, the two unconscious dogs. One of them is still breathing, the other one is not.
Hey, one of them's breathing,
Well,
and the other's not.
yes.
I can't stabilise.
Oh, no.
Does stabilise work? Does it make it breathe again?
Stabilize.
No, that's not what stabilize does.
Oh.
Killed a dog.
Wow.
If it makes you feel better, I wasn't involved in killing the dog. I
So-
blame Linny.
And then you walk out, you climb up through the rubble of the house and then out onto the grassy bits outside. You manage to drag the unconscious Hallard out. There is nothing in the tree stump, but it looks like it has definitely been carved out and smoothed to be a nice little area to drop stuff off. It is definitely manufactured, the area in the tree stump.
You probably had it on him. I don't know what you do with it.
Horribly, but it seems a bit weird that he get paid in 50 gold pieces worth of alchemical supplies.
The guy's clearly a potion addict.
This is very true.
I wrote it in chalk on the front
He's
door.
a
Beware
pothead.
traps.
Beware traps.
Traps, yeah. They've always set off, but yeah, but
Great.
beware
Oh.
traps in case you miss one.
We forgot to go and get the spear. Or is it still stuck in the dwarf?
Hang
The
on,
last one is.
hang on. Always Pusskin's story. Eh?
What?
We've just got a follow from Pusskin's story.
Yay!
Excellent.
Loving it.
Don't be just making accounts up, alright? That's cheating. Yeah.
I'll get on that one.
I want to say it's Dave.
Pushkin's story, the cat's biggest fan.
So you, yeah.
I'm the cat's biggest fan.
So you-
Apparently not, you have to argue it out.
Judges.
Are you
Go
heading?
CPR on the dog.
Are you heading back to town, or into the centre of town?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So you take Hallard with you. It takes you a fair amount of time to drag him. He doesn't come round. You arrive at town. It's taken you another a good hour to get back into the centre of town, dragging him around.
It's really hard work all this walking.
Are you dragging him to the tavern or elsewhere?
Where did we arrange to meet up with, can you fix this for me, Sheriff?
You didn't.
Yeah, I think just shoving it into a cell is a good idea.
Yeah.
Does anybody know where the sheriff is or his cells?
Rolf is the name if you're looking for one.
Apparently he's rolling around on the floor a lot.
Okay.
Oh.
And that was
Oh, no, his name is
absolutely. You've just lost the hero point, by the way, for that.
I never said I gained a hero point.
So, a few people there, you shouting for Rolf, and then about 5 minutes later, Rolf actually comes round a corner, not far from the feed mill. sees you guys with Hallod in a state. Comes walking up a little bit nervously. What's this about?
This is the man who killed the man. What was his name? Bort.
Yeah.
Or at least is heavily involved.
Yeah, we have a letter, we have a booklet.
He takes the letter and the booklet from you and he starts just reading through them and stuff. And he's like,
Do you know anyone who's looking for a dog?
looking for
in
a
their life?
dog?
It is not me.
Give me a diplomacy check.
I mean, it's not the nicest dog I've ever met, but it can probably be trained into one. And I critically failed. So let me describe this dog. It's quite
vicious.
big. It's very vicious. It tried to kill us. We knocked both of them out, and one of them died. So I'm not quite sure it's particularly, vitality strong. However, it does need a home. Are you interested?
I can't say that. That's lovely what you're doing with your fingers there, but it's fine. Thank you for the offer. But, yeah. Wow. You say what happened to the other three? Did you say?
They got killed. They died.
They died.
The three other dogs,
Yeah.
they died.
Oh.
Of natural causes.
Well, it's fairly unnatural being stabbed and blown up, but yeah, if you like, by natural causes.
Made with natural ingredients.
They were dogs. They're like the evil nemesis of goblins. And it wasn't me that did it. It was fantastic.
Rolf sort of backing up. Is his name? I can't call him Rolf.
Why not, Harris?
That's why. Those at HWG do not share the opinion of Rogar. So,
Don't get it.
what are you doing? He's got the paperwork. Can you drag him to my place? We'll put him in
no
a cell.
problems. Come on, guys, you drag him. I'll just walk along.
Cool. So you drag him along. Rolf's spending time reading his stuff, just shaking his head and tutting. He points out, and there's like I forgot what you call them, where you put your head and arms in.
Stocks.
Stocks. There you go. There's a stock. I'll put him there, and he just points to the stock.
Right.
He makes no effort at all to help. Again, just shaking his head, trying to work out what the crap is going on. As you see Tamley come running over, seeing you put Hallod in the stocks, she's very keen to hear what's happened. She goes, so what is it? Was it him? Did he kill Bort?
Sort of. This guy gave that goblin, Finnick as well, poison to kill Bort with. Here's why. We need to find out who he is.
He's a horrific bully.
So there's somebody else involved.
Yeah, someone called V.
Who the by their dwarf ancestors know as well. Oh, it's V. And she starts rummaging around. She pulls out a couple of coin purses. She's got 3 in her hand, and she just gives them over to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
She says, all I've got, that's my entire savings, just to pay on to keep finding out who killed.
Probably best give it to the healer before she decides to stay.
I take it off the goblin and hand it back to her.
No, what are you doing?
like
You are already letting us stay here for free.
Tamley's like just following, like what the.
She doesn't mean it. I could quite happily take that off your hands.
Turn to Zeke and go, you've already rummaged through the pockets of a dead man.
No, he was technically unconscious.
On what
She's getting
planet?
closer.
Jesus.
Okay.
So Tamley will keep hold of the coins, and this is really time. Turns out Tamley's an upside down V. So Tamley keeps hold of the coins, and well, are you still we still want to find out what this V is? She can't be left to.
Gravy time.
So there's no one you know in the local area called V. Or
Thank you anonymous gifter for the 1 to go. We should have started with a bigger number, Linny.
What's the number that we have to get to? What's this magical number?
Somebody wanted to change the campaign. It's an adventure module, the campaign, to the Tales of Puskin. So I said, get me 10 more people. There was a discussion of whether it was followers or subs. The fans, we'll call them fans, so I don't get in trouble, have taken it upon themselves to do both. Which is amazing.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy. But, you know, now the cat's alive.
But
So-
I mean, you know, in better retrospects, those 3 bags of coins, they look very heavy. Maybe I should hold them for you. No, we'll discuss it later.
Tamley's kind of convinced that Kyra's made the decision, and she's not. She keeps them by her, like in her hand now, and just watches you, but gets the nod from Kyra every time she looks. Are you still gonna find out who, or chase down who this V is?
Yeah, I think a good place to start.
For
Like this
3 bags of money, maybe?
I'm still going with Kyra.
Maybe like 1 bag of money, and we'll see.
What,
if
1
it
bag
works
of money
out.
now and 2
druids
bags
are
of
on
money
the
later?
Right, I get it.
Pathfinder nerds, is there a section in this core rulebook about PvP? Or...
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called
it's
the
called.
Encounters
It's called. It just happens.
So, hang on. Can we just have a quick private conflab? So that's the dwarf and the cleric are going to job the goblin, or are we including the druid but not the cat?
I think the cat is independent.
Save the cat.
The cat is Switzerland.
But the druid is on the goblin side. Small people versus the big people.
Yeah, small people power. I just have to tell you now, my alchemical aim is crap, so it's not going to go well for us.
That's fine. I die real fast. We're
Awesome.
fine.
So
We'll
I'm already
lose.
5 hit points right now. I'm feeling.
I'm just looking for the part in the adventure where this happens. I can't. It's not here. So
They didn't write a module for us.
3, 2, 1. You're back in the room, right?
Oh dear.
You lunatics.
Oh, I've got a healing potion.
So Rolf turns around. Can't think of anyone that matches the name V, but maybe we can talk to this oaf when he comes round a bit. Can you bring him round?
Yes.
Tomorrow.
I can try.
Right, tomorrow we could just maybe like give him a couple slaps or something.
I was thinking
I'm
more
totally
the
on
lines
board
of,
with Linny. We should slap the pastry out of this guy.
Alright, yeah, sure.
Hang on, would that just not count as an unarmed strike against an unconscious target? You're going to murder him more.
No, we'll do it
Maybe.
non-lethally. It'll be fine.
So are you slapping him?
No, we'll just wait for tomorrow and heal him then.
Or get the water skin out and just pour water on his face, see if that wakes him
Well,
up.
because drowning him is better.
Depends how easily he drowns, I suppose.
It's very hard to drown someone when they're standing up. It's my one goal with
But
them.
not impossible.
I get the
Not
water skin out,
impossible.
I hold it in front of this guy's face, and then I squeeze it.
You know, for 3 bags of gold, I could show you how to drown someone standing.
So as you squirt water in Hallard's face, there's well, what happened? Oh, you lot. And then he sort of struggles against these stocks, and you hear the creak in the stocks as whatever he's lifting or drinking is giving him quite a bit of strength.
You
let me
hear a
out.
click. You hear a click as the crossbow safety goes off.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh,
Please
you
don't
would.
make me shoot fire
Yeah, he's
at
going to
you
make
again.
you roll it. This is when you roll a 1.
Come on. Yes, 6.
It's
Got a
How
hero.
What?
Got a
intimidating.
hero
I
point.
do have a hero point, but I don't want to waste a hero point on an intimidation.
Yeah, but you'll have another hero point. Be ready.
You've got 2.
Liddy knows where it's at.
You'll have hero points. I'm using the hero points.
Rogar, are you continuing with that roll or are you hero pointing?
I'm mostly just doing it as a reminder that he's currently in a very unfit state to back out of all
But you word it how you want. Are you going with that roll or are you using a hero point?
Hero points. I will do one better by hero
Can the
point
stream
checking, so
actually
I
see
get
the
a
rolls?
seven.
No, they can't see the rolls.
So first of all, he rolled a 6. Then he hero pointed and rolled a 7. He's about as intimidating as my aunt.
As he's still like pulling it, he stops pulling, looks at you when he hears the kick. What are you gonna do with that, Ginge?
Oh, he called your bluff.
Prep in case you run away.
Call his bluff, shoot with the leg.
I mean, the guy might die if I shoot him in the kneecap. There's only downsides.
Probably why he's called your bluff.
How many times can you stabilise him?
Is this an open conversation that's happening? Because if it's an open conversation, I'll go, I don't know, I've
feel
done
it.
quite a lot. I'm not sure I could bring him back
80.
again if you were
Yeah.
to shoot.
No, you can't.
I will warning shot past his leg.
Okay.
By which I mean I'll aim at his knee and miss. But I don't miss badly enough to... I'm presuming his AC is 10 or more.
But I'm not sure if he's restrained, like...
So
Yeah.
he's, I'll say he's flat-footed.
Okay, so I rolled to hit and get a 9.
Wow.
Yeah, Roll20 now hates me for using.
So you rolled a 9 and you were trying to miss, yeah?
I was trying to hit him, but I rolled a 9, so I'm just guessing I miss. Is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
you do miss.
Play it cool, pretend you did it on purpose.
Style it out.
And then I just reload. That is my next move.
So Hallow doesn't move, don't even try to avoid when you fire the shot. The shot misses, thuds in the ground behind him. He just stares at you. What?
I'll just try and be impassive.
Cool, you succeed.
Okay, Mr. Hedge, or Mr. Harrod, or Mr. Hello, or whatever your name is.
He spits on the floor in front of you.
What?
He spits on the floor in front of you.
Oh, that's lovely. I don't need your spin yet. I'm not going to make you into anything like that. We have the letter that says that you have been doing naughty things, and some proof that you went and killed Bort. So tell us all about this mysterious V person and what they're planning on doing, and we might show you some leniency and also takes the ginger one away.
I ain't telling you nothing.
Well, I tried, but it's really tough.
I'll give it a go.
You're much more intimidating. Shall we get you a chair? You were incredibly intimidating in that bar fight with a chair.
Very true.
I'll bend down in front of him and just go, the Dawnflower says that you should have a chance to redeem yourself, and if you don't, then I am sworn to destroy evil. What do you
Cool.
know, please?
Give me an intimidation
That's very
check.
fucking intimidating. I feel intimidated and
Ah,
I'm
it's
stood
a
on this side of you.
What is it? Intimidation?
That's it.
It's above medicine.
It's a skill.
12?
Cool. He
Crappy.
spits in your face.
Got a hero point.
I got a hero fucking yeah. A 16?
After the first I hate you, Jade, by the way. So as he spits in your face and time rewinds, he spits again in your face.
I'll punch him in the nose.
Give me an attack roll.
But she's the goodie! Why does she get to punch people?
How do I do just an unarmed attack? How does that happen?
You
D20.
roll a D20, add your strength bonus.
A big old 8.
Cool.
I stroke him on the nose.
As he spits in your face, as you are determined with your hero points to intimidate this, between 4 d20s, you hit him, but his head doesn't seem to flinch. It's like you've hit something quite solid.
Punch him on the nose and then just go,
I'm so sorry.
So tell us now what this V is, now that you have bruised the knuckles of the cleric.
No.
Okay, Linny, you're up. It's your turn. After that, we're sending in the cat.
oh, just
Yeah,
get
it's fair.
Puskins to scent his face.
Well, no, we
Well, that's
need to
horrific.
have some kind of time, in the spotlight. So, Linny, it's now your turn, and then we'll send Pushkins in.
Alright. Just release it. We just need a name. And we can just stop bothering you and Like we could just.
I could do this all day, little one.
All right, that's fine.
How about you
we
give me the
might-
cat to make a rug out of, and I might tell you something.
Oh, I think he's intimidating you back. Oh,
You kill my dogs, I kill your cat.
Actually, one of them's still alive.
We did keep
but
your
not
dog
for long.
as best as we could, so you know.
And
There's
by
that.
best, he means
We'll give
Boo.
you the dogs back and make sure that they're safe. Do you like your dogs?
Boo hoo.
All right, I'm just gonna. I don't know.
Intimidation check?
Shove Tanglefoot down his throat.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Right, what have you done with Tanglefoot? A vine covered in sticky sap appears from thin air, flicking from your hand and lashing itself to the target. Attempt a spell attack against a creature within 30 feet. He's definitely within 30 feet.
Hey, you're doing this down his throat. This
Cool.
is all coming across a little bit Japanese animation for my liking.
Yep. I mean, it's a good job it's after 9, Linny, I'm just saying.
vaguely weirded out by this.
So,
It'll be unpleasant enough that you might just turn around and be like, I want this to stop.
Apparently, Dogman is watching with interest at this moment in time.
so Dogman has also redeemed his name anything in the world, so that'll be coming up. So, Linny, you step forward after the threat on Pusskins and put your hand to Halod's face. Do you have to roll an attack for this?
Roll an attack. Attempt
Yeah.
a spell attack.
Cool.
So what is it? That's a plus 7. I'm prepared to hero point.
Like everybody else has.
I don't need to hero point.
And Wild just said on a crit fail it will turn out he enjoys it.
So, what
Why
is
do we
this?
suck at this? How
Yeah.
comes it's the tiny
Sawdust
druid
and
as
Swearwords
the only
says-
success?
Instead
So-
of putting a bomb down his trousers, you put vines down his trousers.
Not his trousers, mate,
Down
his
his
throat.
No, down his throat.
So, Linny, you put your hand to Halod's mouth and you summon the vine, and it rushes out of thin air, like centered around your hand, and it extends into Halod. A sentence I never thought I'd say.
I'm just gonna be.
And
Amy,
as
you're
your
looking forward to the
Threaten
homebrew.
the cat.
as your hand comes slightly back from Halod, you successfully complete the adventure, and I'm never playing with you lot again. So you can see the vine from your hand like into Halod's mouth, and he's choking on it. I will not do the sound effect.
How's the sheriff taking this? Who is stood there watching?
Rolf and Tamley are just staring, jaws down, like they don't know whether to intervene, run away, say a prayer,
I
convert
turned
to
around to them,
Serenray.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They've had a
Grab those
really
3
hard
bags
day.
of gold you
We would
had.
just like a name, and then we can stop. You can just do a little nod.
Give you a hint, it begins with V.
Well, considering he's got a vine down his throat, he's just like.
That's why I said he could give me
What's
a nod.
that?
if he please.
I don't know a
Maybe I should shoot him again.
He could give me a nod if he agrees.
What is that?
I think I might need a pint. I really cannot be here for this. I feel dirty. And that's coming from me, a goblin.
Jesus. He sort of just starts
I'd
squinting
like
his
to
eyes a
put
little bit.
Our viewer count increased.
Started fighting, or
Since we started the sort of
The
obscure
hentai.
hentai-esque
Torture.
of this man.
Those watching, thank you for watching, but this is not usual viewing.
No.
Although for extra subs, we will do a Sunday night special.
Welcome to Pathfinder After Dark.
A shame, Jesus Christ. Give me is it sense motive? Do you have a sense motive?
There was a thing that I discovered the other week, and I
it's
can't remember what
judging
it is.
10.
Judge intent.
I think it's just like a perception check.
Cool, give me a perception check.
When we were looking through the skills we found.
I will hero point. I got 20.
Cool. He looks like he's nodding, although it's hard to tell.
Alright, I will remove the tentacle tanglefoot.
Can nobody send artwork in for this episode?
And everyone send up.
My address is kelly@gmail.
I will post it everywhere. I have no shame.
So,
I am fairly horrified.
as you take out the tentacle, Jesus Christ, as you take out the tentacle from Hallard's throat,
Did you sneeze?
he spits, and obviously he's spitting up the sap and stuff. Oh my God, this is fucking horrendous. He,
You're the one who wanted theatre of the mind, AD.
wow.
And that's when
You
you
were
said
the
roll
one.
20 wasn't going to work.
So he's
I went
spit.
with the very friendly approach, and then he insulted and tried to threaten the cat.
Yeah, it's true. He pushed it
Well,
too far.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. That's what I do with my enemies, just hentai the shit out of them. So,
Do you
Yeah.
often threaten their cats?
a couple of times a week.
Well,
They, he's choking, he spits up the sticky sap from your hentai tentacle.
How are we calling it that?
Well, I'm committed now. Vilry.
Oh, what a
Her
lovely
name,
rule book. I would
her
just-
name's, her name's Vilry.
I am far too young for this.
Vilry.
Vilry. Don't ever do that again. What is wrong with you?
Vilry.
You've got issues, little green-haired shitbag.
You just don't have to insult my cat.
I didn't insult your cat. I complimented
Right,
it.
That's the one.
Your cat's frightened. You need a better cat.
Just gonna hold up the tentacles again.
Look, you're not
Let's
my
just go to
type,
the
all
pub.
right?
We've got the name.
Woo! Oh, I'm going to refer to you as Ann Summers from now on. Right, what are you doing? You've got the name. Leave me alone.
What was the
I want
name
to go
again?
to the pub.
Do
Vilry.
you have any other
Vilry.
questions?
No, I don't. Leave me alone.
What's your relationship with it?
Well, she's my other half. Perception check. Rogar. You're the one asking.
Yeah. Just 12.
Cool, he's lying.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he wants to believe himself, but he's
And you murdered my husband with a poison, so let's not be around the bush.
you were married to Paul.
He was your husband. I never knew.
I'm dead panning him as I say this, by the way.
He's not a bright chap, mate.
Oh shit!
Mate, he's off his head on Juggernaut mutagen, right?
No, dumbass.
There's no need for that, is there?
Well, I don't know. You're the one joked on.
Are you going to let me out of here or what then? I've told you everything I know.
No, it's not our call to make anymore, mate. Sorry, you're in the hands of the law now.
And he's trying to pull against the stocks, and they groan a little bit.
Oh wait, did you not say like what the potion you were drinking was like a juggernaut? So,
Juggernaut mutagen,
Yeah.
it was called.
Juggernaut mutagen. Yeah, something I can make.
so maybe you'll actually be able to break free of it. Maybe just knock him out again.
You can't feel bad about what he did. He was
Um,
unconscious.
We probably really
don't
shouldn't be
think he
knocking
feels
people
bad
out
anyway.
too much. They do have a tendency of dying.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess it's kind of up to the sheriff what to do with him now.
So does this
Well-
mean we can just go to the pub?
You lot go to the feed mill. I'll sort out extra manacles and such for this reprobate, and Hallard gives him a bit of a look. Rolf keeps his eyes off him, and we'll deal with him in a bit. Just give
Sure
me.
you don't want Linny to stay here just in case?
I'm not sure. I'm all right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's Kara, is it Rogar? Linny. Please stay away from me. It's in the nicest possible way.
What about me?
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, that's okay. I'm happy
Just
now.
just a little one. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird.
Yeah,
So
it's the green hair. It's crazy.
so yeah. So if you go to the feed mill and I'll sort this out. Tamley. Sorry for getting your name wrong. If you just go with them, whatever. So,
About these 3 bags of gold.
so do you go to the pub?
I'll stay watch until he sorts himself out, but the others can go.
So,
Pub.
Carolyn, Isaac, you go to the pub. Rogar, you stay with Rolf. You notice that Rolf does go to his building that he does his sheriffing from, his home, and he comes back with a few thick chain manacles and stuff, and he throws them down. And between you manage to manacle Hallard a lot more that he's just unable to put any real motivation into his training against the Stocks. While you're all in the feed mill, we are going to take a 10-minute brew break as you have successfully completed part 1 of the adventure, The Fall of Plaguestone, the campaign known as the Tales of Pusskins.
Yay!
Join us in 10 minutes for part 2, The Ranger's Request. So, we are going to have a quick brew break. Stick around, thank you for watching so far. Stick around, get yourselves a brew, and we'll see you in 10 minutes, kids.
See you in 10. I could have got popcorn instead.
We
of
are back. So, you can. Oh yeah, you're using your gravy boats. Well done, Lord Barrington Esquire.
Yeah.
And I think Sawdust uses his thingies, and Dogman used his gravy boat points as well. So, welcome back to Heavyweight Gaming. If you've just joined us, we're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the Beginner's Adventure, The Fall of Plaguestone. If you've been watching for a while and you've followed us, then you know what's going on, and there was totally no hentai porn at all on this channel.
None.
Right, please, nobody.
even a
None
little.
whatsoever.
None
Not even
whatsoever. Somebody quick show nipple. So,
Can't, I'll get banned.
wow. Wow, Stu. Well played there, Stu. So, just before the break, the party managed to complete part 1 of the adventure of the Fall of Plaguestone, and they managed to find out that Halod, the town bully, had been drinking mutagen called Juggernaut Mutagen, and in exchange for helping somebody called Varilla, and I've just got that wrong, what's she called? Well, where's her name? Where's her name?
Her name is Vilry.
Vilry, not Varilla.
And now we know it's a she. Yeah.
Has been helping Vilry do some sort of delivery stuff, and Bort, who was killed, turns out was a bit of a bastard. So they've they've had the proof, passed it over to the sheriff. They've got Halod in the stocks and chained up. Roga, aka Scrappy, has... Excuse me, the campaign is called the Tales of Pusskins. The current adventure is the Fall of Plaguestone. For all those viewers. Tune in next week when all the overlay has changed to Tales of Pusskins. You know that Vilry is the one that's been paying off Halod for help. You know that Halod was responsible for giving the poison to the goblin, which then led to Bort's death. You're also having a beer. Tamley, the dwarf lass that was part of Bort's caravan and that you guarded on the way in, tried to offer you gold to continue finding out who Vilry was. And you said no. Or at least,
No, we said yes. Well, what? I said yes.
I'm talking to Karen, not you, Goblin.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, so you're sat in the feed mill.
In fairness, I would have taken it until she said this is everything I have, and I was like, oh no.
She
Can't do
lied. She was lying.
You are in the bar. There is a lovely tune playing.
A
Oh,
lovely
what's the
tune.
bard's name?
Flonk.
Oh, Jesus. Flonk's had a heart attack. Flonk's dead, mate.
Oh no.
Oh, I like
no.
Frog.
Is it the Flock Tribute Act?
Oh my. Flonk turned out to
Flank.
be a dog in polymorph and you killed him. So
Oh.
Oh.
that's the twist of the tale, kids.
I always never liked that Flock.
As you are sat in the pub having a lovely beer,
They come in pints.
Tamley, as she left about 5 minutes ago, comes back and she says, "There's somebody looking for you lot." And
Wasn't me. I didn't do it.
as she holds the door open of the tavern, you look from your table and you see a woman shrouded in a heavy brown cloak trimmed with leaves that marches up to you, up towards the tavern, pulling a simple wooden sledge behind her. As she gets close to the door, she brings the sledge to one side and uncovers the cargo on it. It is a pile of wolf carcasses. You recognise them, especially the weird one with the acid pouring from his mouth, as the carcasses of the wolves you dealt with on the way into town. She turns to you, and despite having her cloak's hood pulled low, you can make out weathered lips and a slender chin. In a pointed tone, she asks, "Is this your work?"
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who are you?
"I am Noala, Kassir." And she pulls her hood slightly back, just past her ears. Her hair is long and blonde, tied with little purple, like thonging to tie it. She has a green gemstone on her forehead that seems to be part of some sort of tiara that goes behind the hood, and very long pointed ears.
I want to say you're an elf.
She looks across to Zek. How perceptive.
Aha! See? I can do the spotsy things.
I have been tracking this blight for a couple of years now, and the creatures it affects, and she sort of signals to the wolves. I spoke to Tamlin and she said it was yourselves that dealt with them while you were out and about dealing with that brute, and she nods. You can't really see, she still stood at the doorway, she hasn't come into the tavern. She nods in the direction that you assume is where Howard is. I need help ridding more of these creatures of the blight, and unfortunately the ones already blighted need their lives taken. Once I can clean out that, I can then work on making sure that the natural order does not get affected by this blight. But there is something more to it than simply creatures, and I am only a single elf. Tamlin speaks highly of you. Does the name Avilry mean anything to you?
Rings a bell.
No.
She is on my suspect list, and that list consists of her.
Ah, so you have a list of one name?
Yes, do you want to be on it?
No.
By all means, come in unless you're some kind of vampire and inviting.
She's got a sledge and some dead bodies. I don't think it's very simple to be exact.
No comment, and she walks into the bar. The elven woman sits at your table. Tamlin sort of nods in recognition. She nods back. She sits very straight. So, would you find heroes, as Tamlin describes you, be willing to help further discover what is occurring here? This Vilry has been experimenting, and this has caused this blight, I fear.
Well,
She
sure.
says as she strokes her chin.
How much are you paying?
She's got an itchy chin, okay? How much am I paying?
Yeah.
That sort.
Yes.
I will give you 50 gold pieces.
Okay. Now before the healer jumps in, that's 50.
Who
No
is-
handbacks, no takeaways.
Who is the healer?
That'd be the cleric. Point to it. Okay.
Greetings.
Kira.
I'm Noala, and you are... Hello, Kyra. Why would you jump in?
Because
he
last
doesn't-
time she
yeah.
just didn't take the money.
He
She
doesn't
might-
like that I won't take someone's entire life savings.
It's not good business to do things for free.
He is a goblin.
I'm very aware. I say through
And he
gritted
has a
teeth.
name. His name is Zek.
Indeed, Zek is a goblin.
And now you know what name to put on your list if needed.
Oh no! I did the thing! Oh.
Several months ago, I was cataloguing the locations where the largest blights had been in and around the area. I spoke to Sheriff Rolf, and with Delma's blessing, and she nods to the landlord, or landlady, whatever you want to terminology, hoping that I might request aid from the local baron. But unfortunately, the lazy, not that she can see Rolf, sheriff, has no time for tree problems, and he pointedly refused to help, or even inform anyone else of the danger. Now that things are worse than ever, and some of the blights are showing signs that the plants themselves are changing and becoming something else. And then she kind of nods behind her, as you saw with the wolf.
Sounds like your problem, Lenny.
I am at this point kind of looking over Pusskins and making sure they are not infected with any
It's
kind
okay.
of blight.
We have a resident tree helper. She's currently looking after her kitty cat.
The kitty,
14.
A resident tree helper.
It's better than tree hugger.
are you checking over Pusskins?
Yeah.
Puskins
At the moment, I think
is...
Linny's our resident interrogator more than anything.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's some serious shit going on with...
Get results when I'm not dying.
You look over Puskins. Puskins looks... Yeah.
You just lost.
It's
video
fine.
feed
It's
on
fine.
your side.
I did it deliberately.
Okay.
You look over Pusskins. She looks her usual snow leopard self. She's still stained blood red. Like, first glance, she looks like she's been put through a combine harvester, but still walking around. But you know her to be fighting fit and healthy because of the magical healing she's received. Noala nods towards you, Linny, as she can see you checking over the leopard. It would be very obvious if your companion was infected by this blight.
Do you know how it begins, or is it just a very sudden turn?
Begins, I have a guess that Villery is doing something, but I could not guess what. It is an unnatural blight, alchemical, magical, ritualistic. Pick one. We are in a world of magics.
You kind of narrowed it down to any particular areas, or is it?
I have catalogued a few, and I am wanting to approach a particular den not far from here, but I do not wish to enter it myself. Tamley spoke highly of your skills, escorting their caravan on the way in, and the way you dealt with these wolves, nodding back to outside. And by the way, you seem to have brought the oath in. I would assume Tamley is at least accurate in her storytelling.
Do we need to kill all of them? Do you want us to spare the ones that aren't obviously blighted? Or is this for the greater good, we just presume
Yes. Is there any
kill
like,
them all?
early symptoms we can be on the watch for?
There is a dramatic obviousness between those not infected and those infected. The wolves on the sledge outside, the one, as you can see, and then, you know, she describes the acid, the saliva coming out and acidic,
Yeah,
whereas
we
the
don't
other
just-
wolves just look like wolves.
Mhm.
As you can see, they merely followed the larger alpha wolf, and the wolves are not infected, whereas the acidic wolf is.
I don't suppose you need a dog, do you?
Are you just trying to sell the dog?
Well, find it a home anyway.
I diplomacy check.
Let me tell you all about this dog.
Don't say a
Does
word.
this
Apparently,
play?
the healer doesn't want me to try and sell it.
24! It's a really good dog. It's very loyal, I can say that much for it, and it certainly puts up with a heck of a beating. But unfortunately, the horrible, horrible man outside, who we have currently apprehended, has left behind a poor defenseless homeless dog that is a bit beyond our ability to handle. So I'm trying to find someone else for it.
Some might even say it is vicious.
So, she listens to Zek and the convincing argument before her. I could probably find a home for such a canine, but would it be okay travelling the woodlands and...
I mean, it almost kicked our asses, so I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be okay. Quite a big dog.
Is it an aggressive duck?
Yes, very.
It was towards us, but we were intruders, so...
Okay, if you let us deal with this, and then we shall see the dog.
Okay.
Does this blight affect just animals or people as well?
I
Or
have not.
anything
I
else
have.
Affected, do you?
I have not seen it affect people yet, but it has started affecting the actual plant life and tree life. So it has moved on from animals to plants. I am unaware if it has affected any humanoid creatures as of yet.
Do you know if there's any kind of living plants is not the word that I'm going for. Sentient plants, moving around plants in the area.
Like life forms.
Plant creatures, that's the word.
This is what I fear the change in the trees is becoming.
Okay.
It is less like ourselves sitting here and moving around, and more that I could swear one tree had moved from one location to another.
Yeah.
So we're potentially dealing with animals and the plant life around us.
It is a possibility, yes. If you are willing, we can leave the town and speak more of it out, away from the town, as not to scare.
Do we have to go right now? I mean, I've got
I
a
think
pint.
some kind of rest
We'd
would be.
probably do it.
I can return in the morning if you so wish.
Yes.
That's a
It
good
would be
idea.
for the best. We could do the best. Yeah.
Cool.
I was going to say, if you've got a map of the area you want us to go look at, because
Or are you coming with us?
yeah.
I will meet you at first light on the edge of town.
Can we make it like an hour past first light? Because
If
sometimes
you-
I like to have a lie-in.
Come and meet me at the site where the wolves ambushed you.
I feel like she's not listening to me anymore.
Okay.
Right.
She does indeed
Yeah.
ignore Zek. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I don't blame her. Down
Ah.
pint, finish off food, go to bed. As in, quickly. No, as in,
Before we do-
You do
before we go
have
to
you
bed,
have the rest of
yeah.
the evening. It hasn't taken you an entire day to walk to the edge of town, walk half an hour, walk an hour back. It's, yeah.
I was
Doc
gonna
Brown's
say,
not ripping up.
I want to get those 2 bottles we have of unknown amber liquid and put them back in front of Zek and go, fancy taking another look at these?
Well, with 3 bags of gold, I can tell you exactly what's in them.
For no bags of gold, I can test them on you and try and figure it out myself.
It sounds like we've got an agreement. Let me have a look at that for you.
Oh my god, someone's made a Tale of Pusskins image.
It's
It's
perfect.
animated!
Where is it? Where are you
It's
looking?
in the tavern chat on the Discord.
It's amazing.
Beautiful, it's everything I wanted it to be.
Jesus
I mean, I'd quite
Christ.
like to see us
Cool.
in supporting cast at least, so it's sort of insulate in the background, but oh well.
No, it's irrelevant.
That's true.
Puskins.
We are all served the great god
Fairly
Puskins.
We are
horrified by
side
that,
characters in Puskins' story.
Because apparently we're going to be playing this in winter.
It's because Puskins is a snow leopard. That's why there's snow.
Okay. I see your logic.
I'm gonna start a Puskins fan.
Give me a
group.
give me a crafting skill, Zach.
Okay. 9.
Cool. You have a look at them, you twist them around, and other than that strange little burn on the tongue when you first lick it, like licking a battery, if you've ever licked a battery,
I have not.
you haven't lived. It is. It
Maybe
is.
that's why I'm undead.
You have no idea what these are.
So I still don't have a clue. Let me read over my books during the nighttime nappy time, sleep on it, and then I'll have a look in the morning.
Okay.
But for 3 bags of gold... Okay. Oh.
So, what are you doing with the rest of your day? You just going to drink and eat for free as it's all paid for the night away?
Yes, and try and wrangle 3 bags of gold out of the bar woman that was going to pay us.
It was one of the caravan people.
It was, yeah, it was Tamley.
Tamley, that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to go and try and wrangle 3 bags of gold out of Tamley.
Is there anywhere in town that would sell stuff like healing potions?
I can make them if I had 3 bags of gold.
That one's legit this time.
I know, seriously, that one was on the level. But you just keep handing all of the money back, so therefore I cannot make the healing potions to keep the cat alive.
Look, yeah, I've
So-
just looked them up. They're only 4 gold each. We must have that.
Oh, now you want me to go get the gold.
I paid good money for this rule book. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to look up stuff to make sure you don't swindle me.
I'm not why would I swindle you? You're on the party with me.
I also have access to the banking list. I don't have enough money for potions. Yay.
So,
To his credit.
there you could probably quite easily potter around town and find Norman the Gnome's place to buy some potions.
Norman the norm.
Norman the Gnome.
Is it from the north?
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
none of you guys can use it. There's a rapier you can sell as well. Just forgot about that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and I've got this rune stone. It's not very useful unless we actually have some magical armor anyway. We cannot transfer it onto it without it being magical armor.
I'll hold it bank it for later.
I was gonna say, is it a good
Okay.
runestone or?
It is. It makes people very stealthy.
Could be useful for a clanky dwarf. If
I'm
we're
not
gonna.
actually clanky. I'm the most obvious one out of a lot of years. It's just unfortunately I've been a bit injured of late, and I've got a jammy knee.
Well, seeing as you're usually the one we shove to the front of the group, maybe it's best we make you as quiet as possible.
Yeah, because you're like the toughest.
You are the tank
Again.
and the ninja.
Again, hence why I'm going to bed, as I'm currently only on 5 hit points for 22.
Cool. So Rogar grabs an early night.
Yeah.
Kyra, you are able to make your way around town and find somewhere to sell potions. They only have 4 in stock.
Okay. Zeke, is it worth me buying all of these, or
Yes.
yeah?
Yes.
We'll buy all of them. then.
Do you feel that you need someone to negotiate for you, or can you do this by yourself?
He just said they're 20 gold pieces each. That's fine, right? I don't
No,
know.
you're going to
No?
buy all 4. You want to haggle him down.
Oh.
I
I'll
c-
leave that to you. That's kind of your. You know what you're doing with that more than me.
What?
I heal people magically. I don't usually use potions. I don't know how much they cost. Come with me. Come. You do the talking. I'll wave money in their faces.
Okay. You be
Do
the
it
pretty
together.
one, and I'll be the slightly more intelligent one.
Okay.
I feel this is going to be a deadly combination.
Well,
Okay.
you're going to kill Norman the Gnome. So,
We might do, but it won't be via tentacle because we haven't brought Linny with us.
While KJ has the treasure table in front of her, I'm not sure my character would care that much.
so Zach, give me a diplomacy check.
Okay. I don't like a rolling your dice for this. I'm just shouting. It's much easier. Eight. See, dice
Can
are
I
crap.
roll? Can I roll one as well, and we take the average, seeing as we're trying to do it together?
I love it. There's a little black book Dungeon Masters have, yeah, for when people just go a little bit meta. Just a little bit. Yes, you can roll.
Meta. This is not meta. This is role playing.
Pretty.
Getting money
Hello.
off.
There is a game concept in Pathfinder 2nd in Exploration Mode called Follow the Expert, which is where you basically do exactly what you're doing.
Oh,
You
okay.
match the better person, you sort of leads it, and then you add bonuses to it.
What do you have the
You get a
bonus
circumstance bonus.
of?
What's your ally's proficiency? So what's Zeke's proficiency?
Zeke, what's your proficiency?
Oh, in diplomacy,
Yeah.
trained.
Okay, so you get +2. Oh no, wait, you said trained, sorry.
Yes.
You suck. Okay, you don't get it.
In which case, AD, I counter your point where there's this thing called the core rulebook that says that there's a skill called Follow the Expert. I'd like to use that, please.
Cool. If you'd like to use that, it means Zach doesn't get a circumstance bonus because he's only trained. So your roll doesn't mean anything.
Although, well, my 20 still does, doesn't it?
So, no, well, no, you want to use Follow the Expert.
Isn't that what I just did? By having him come in with me? I don't know, I don't understand.
But he's not an
You-
expert, so ignore him. It's just crap.
Are they
Oh, he's not
elixirs
an
of life?
expert. Oh,
Jesus, right, so they are,
Okay. Oh, my headset fell off.
you get them for exactly the price they are.
Okay. Are they elixirs of life or what?
What page are you looking at for that?
I'm looking
Oh,
at
I
page
see.
548. It's also next to your favourite mutagen, Games Master.
Yeah, baby.
I see. Not trained, expert. They are two different things.
Yeah, so these are elixirs of life, and they are 3 of them are level 1s, so they are minor, and 1 of them is a lesser.
Oh, okay. Okay, this changes the stakes.
So,
I reckon that's roughly worth about 39 gold pieces.
and between yourselves, you convince Norman to let them go for exactly 39 gold pieces.
Excellent. We have haggled up and down.
Yeah.
We have that much. We do not have that much.
We
We
can
have.
hand him this rapier because none of us can use it. He might
That's
take
true.
it as collateral.
That's true. Would you like a really snazzy rapier?
He will take the rapier.
For how many pennies?
For how many pennies? Are you not?
Would he take,
I will
take
straight swap
rapier?
you the rapier for the potions.
That sounds like a raw deal by about 11 gold, but I'm no expert. I'm just a mathematician.
I'm also not an expert, so I wouldn't know that shit.
No, because apparently you can't just be an expert in things now. Especially not at first level.
Useless sword we can't use versus potions we can. Okay, have the sword.
Seems legit for me.
Cool. He takes the silver rapier. He hands you 3 minor and 1 lesser.
Okay. Are you going to record that on the inventory, or do you want me to record
You're asking the person who likes spreadsheets and databases if they want to record things.
it? Yeah, but she might also want to know what the potions do.
It's okay. The Pathfinder core rulebook is really good and actually references the pages for everything, and it's great.
Yeah, page 548.
Big up for Paizo if anyone's listening.
And for page 500.
That's
Although,
all.
I did watch someone that tried to put across a convincing argument that Pathfinder 2's indexing and page referencing was worse than D&D 5th.
No,
They've
this,
never seen the phrase "see reference" before.
the indexing in this is amazing.
I have also never used indexing in any rulebook I've ever owned.
So to answer the people in chat, this is the Pathfinder 2nd edition core rulebook. This is a can of Brewdog.
Griff, if you would like to buy the 5e rulebook, message Just Games. He might be able to mail you them if he has them in stock.
Also, why buy 5e? Buy Pathfinder 2.
Buy both. So,
Buy both. And carbon whilst you're at it.
Oh yeah, get carbon. In fact, isn't there some kind of discount code?
there is on a Thursday show, Zach.
Ah.
Tonight we are playing Pathfinder. So,
3d6.
you've got your potions. Unless you are doing anything for the rest of the evening, you will eat, drink, shop, refocus, pray, whatever it is you need to do to center yourself to be able to perform your skills the next day. You awake at first light. Whether you get out of bed is entirely up to you.
I will get out of bed. I will go downstairs to the kitchens and see if they've already started prepping.
They have.
I will ask if they need any help.
They do.
Cool. I will help them expedite our breakfast, which may or may not be relatively trail ration porridge.
Cool. Give me a crafting roll.
Boom. 23.
Do you know, weirdly, I have crafted
23. You can make a chef. That is amazing. So, so
Rogar, Scrappy, and McPheek is one of the best chefs in this building right now.
So Rogar, you get in there and you sort of like just start pushing, not pushing them out of the way, but be like, oh, if you want to do this and there's a, and you start getting out your axes, start chopping stuff up with your axes. You're in there. You make like it's like Under Siege 3, mate.
Wow, I got that reference.
Yeah.
Well done, Cap. Well done. Anyone else waking up?
Sorry, I was just pimping out Just Games on the chat. But yeah.
Right, Rogar, while you're cooking, interact with chat. You lot wake up in the morning. It's first light. Linny, this is usual for you. Seren Ray, you probably like the early dawn. Praise the sun. Rogar, you can hear him humming in the kitchens. There's no sign of Zek yet, I don't believe. And
I'll go
Things are
knock
back.
for him. I'll go knock for Zek.
I don't think you. Yeah.
We have to go.
5 more minutes, Mum.
Okay, I'll tell Rogar you don't want breakfast.
No, I want breakfast. I'll be there.
Brilliant.
Problem solved.
You all have breakfast. It is beautiful. Like, this is the greatest breakfast you've had in the last 6 months out on the road with this caravan rocking around the last city you were in. Compliments to the chef is an understatement.
I mean, it's good, but it's not Ramsay of Gordon good. So.
Who died in the war.
Whoa. I think you're fine. It's Scrappy.
Scrappy.
It's scrappy good. So what? Yeah, what are you doing? So you're
let's go
eating.
meet this random elf then on full stomachs. Someone's got a wheelbarrow to drag me, right?
Obviously.
Because I went for seconds, thirds, fourths, the lot.
No.
Walking with a waddle it is. Oh.
So you head out to the wolf ambush site where you came on your way in. When you get out there, there is a small fire already burning, and the Noala is dragging the wolves near it. She kinda is just off the path in the woods. There's a small fire already burning, and it's in a carefully kept fire pit. She pulls her hood completely back now, and you see fully that she is an elf. Long blonde hair, deep emerald eyes. With one hand, she drags one of the wolves over to the flame. She avoids using her right hand, which is entirely covered in an oddly shaped leather gauntlet. These wolves aren't the first, and I am afraid they won't be the last. Worse still to come. She grunts as she begins to drag the body of the caustic wolf, the acidic wolf, to the fire. The forest itself is turning sour. Plants and trees are withering, bearing bitter fruit that sickens and kills those who eat it. If you've been out to the old orchard, you've seen it. The blight is growing, and I need your help to stop it. And she sets light to the wolves. So, there is a den not far from here, and I could do with entering the den. But I fear entering by myself. Are you still good to escort?
Or we can go in your stead.
You can come with us, yeah, that's fine.
She looks to the door off to the to the goblin. I would prefer it if I came with.
Okay. Let's go.
I still have no idea what these weird potions are. I'll have to think on it some more.
Jesus.
But I'm getting closer.
Are you really?
I got a 10 that time. That's better than an 8.
It's true.
So, she smiles, and you all set off into the woodland. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks of the area and that she's had to treat some of the plants that have shown early blight and some of the trees where their bark has started to rot. You travel for about 3 hours, going through the woodland and stuff like this, pushing, noon, or, well, it's not noon, you go up at first light. So it's late morning. The first sign that you are approaching this area, you can see now that the plants, that as you're getting to where Noala says, it's not far ahead, the forest, you start seeing sickly shades of green with spots of brown on some of the plants. Linny, you spot this second, just instantly. The forest smells of sweet rot. The trees start to look just unhealthy. So, as you keep going, the bark's peeling off in sticky black strips. At one point, the presence of rot increases with every step you take. Noala slows to a stop. She turns and she looks at you. This is where those wolves came from. I'm very, very sure of it. Somewhere ahead is their den, but I'm going to leave that for you to explore. I'm going to set up some snares and such out here, and get rid of that. And she points to a rotting corpse ahead of you. Now, if you will all jump onto roll 20 and add your tokens to here, this area here. Can you see where I'm picking?
It's all black.
It's all black because of Fall of
Yeah.
Fine. Just reveal an area, mate.
Real an area. Boom.
There we go. Cool.
Need you guys to come in there. Yep.
Alright, just need to move your chair, please.
And now, for the lovely viewers, we're going to bounce over to row 20.
Ow.
Awesome.
So.
4.
Give me
Wow.
Yeah,
That's-
it was so much better.
Oh no, you rolled. That's no. It's the way that the rollers work for you. It's no, it's different. 2 action here. Yeah.
So you should be able to see
The
Noala.
2 action heal is 1d8 plus 8.
Oh, okay.
So I'll add 8 to that 4.
But it
Oh,
also does it at 30 foot as well. Hence why it's much better.
Gotcha. Yeah, Rob and I were going over the heal things, and it came to the conclusion of why would I ever bother doing the 1 action one unless I only had 1 action left?
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
much, yeah.
Cool, got you. I'm actually keeping count of how many of these I use as well now.
So, is that the marching order you're coming in?
There might be a cleric immediately behind me, but that's about the only difference. Oh no, there's
Oh
something
yeah,
like-
sorry, I'm just dragging
Yeah, I
myself on
couldn't get
screen.
behind Pusskins, so
While you were doing description, we were just doing an emergency patch heal.
Cool, that's fine. So, as you come in, the ground beneath your feet starts to soften and squelch underfoot due to the sticky runoff from all the dying plants. Soon after, the trail opens into an area with tall trees but very little underbrush. The path continues toward the rotting remains of a truly titanic tree. Under its roots, there appears to be a small cave.
Where's our elf friend throughout
she's
this?
back making sure the traps are being set.
Yeah, we're heading on ahead of her.
Okay.
So before you can see the area of the rotted tree is here,
Okay.
and that cave entrance there, and then the squelchiness ahead of you here.
Okay.
Edie, are these piles of leaves, or are they trees, bushes, etc.?
They are. So in the centre of the clearing, there is a trio of small, sickly-looking thorn bushes grouped together. If you give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. Do you want us all to make this, or just me?
Just you at the minute.
16.
Cool. So, so on the ground near those thorn bushes, there appears to be a wolf corpse, like a carcass. Well, not like a carcass, And the plants there have kind of wrapped their tendrils around it, so it's sort of like grown in and around it.
Okay. Nature law roll 18. Is it a? Do I reckon that maybe those bushes are animate?
Did you say 18?
18, 180. Yeah.
Where are you stood? You've no idea.
Okay, that's fine. But they don't look like they haven't got like weird.
They don't have smiley faces, no.
Yeah, you knew what I was getting at. Yeah. They don't look like they're sprigging.
Googly eyes.
Yeah. Oh my god! If you angle the light just right, it's got like jagged teeth.
It's totally a Venetian flytrap.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool. I will. Does people want me to sneak forward and have a look?
Guess so.
All right.
I don't think they're likely to be trapped, so you're okay.
Sorry, Rob. What was that?
I say I'm just gonna have a look around and see what looks heavily blighted, what looks. Okay.
so the entire area that you're in now. So essentially, where you're stood from, if you were to put a cone out in front of you, everything in that cone there is blighted. The ground beneath your feet, the trees on your right and left, the smaller plants, you can see where the grassy area goes away and there's no growth whatsoever. Anything in there, you reckon if you just put a bit of pressure on it, some of the chunks of branches would just mush beneath your hand. You're in a very heavily blighted area. Pusskins is doing that feline sneezing. She's not happy in this little area.
Yeah.
And yes, she's called Drugami on the token because it's a new scene. I'll let you deal with that.
Scrappy, before you go in,
You're muted, Stu.
I know. Sorry, I'm chewing. Sorry. I was waiting for him to finish.
oh, right, sorry, I was waiting for you to pay some attention to this small goblin.
I'm looking up at the camera. What else do you want from me, man? Yes, Zeke. What?
So, you know the guy yesterday was hopped up on like a juggernaut,
Yeah.
I made some.
No.
Would you like some?
No.
Are you sure?
Does it do anything to improve my aim?
No. But it will make you last longer in a fight.
Zeke, mate, I don't know how to say this, but I'm a fairly virile dwarf. I've never had a problem lasting long enough.
No, but you were saying that you were getting hit an awful lot and you were almost dead.
And if he does,
No,
then
I
he'll
didn't.
This
I
will
got
make
hit
sure that
once
you
by a
last
spear.
longer. Yeah, well, this will make you last longer.
If I take it off you, is it
Yeah.
going to stop working?
No.
Or can I hold it so I can store it for later?
Yeah, but you have to use it today. It's not going to last past today.
It's fine. I will keep it handy.
Okay. It
Oh,
makes you tough. It makes you strong. It makes you last like really long.
Yeah, but I've also got 2 crossbows now.
I don't know what to say to that. How are you going to read that? Do you know what? I'm just going to stand at the back before you shoot yourself. It's probably for the best. That is on page 548 of the Pathfinder.
Just a little taste, Rogar. Just a little taste. It's for free, this one.
So we've had hentai and now some weird drug deal for
It's
Viagra.
not a drug deal! I'm literally an alchemist. I've made this because it's going to be useful for
I
him.
get it. It was just the insinuation that Scrappy can't keep it up.
No, that's just your filthy hentai in the mind.
Next, he'll be pulling out blue crystals, going, I'm just an alchemist. Just try it. Just a little bit.
What's wrong with blue crystals? I mean, they're sparkly.
So, Rogar. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm going to slowly move forward to there.
Are you stealthing?
I will stealth, yes.
Cool.
I will
Nice.
get a 19 on my stealth roll.
Cool. So you get to there. The bushes look quite thorny, and you can see that they are indeed wrapped around this carcass. All 3 of them seem to, like their roots seem to reach out and have grown through it, around it, in it. I mean, Linny's loving it.
Really, then he doesn't look like she's done it.
She's loving it like this.
Wow. Yeah.
What's the range? I don't want to be that girly,
Why does everyone in the chat think that I've given Rogar Viagra?
but I couldn't
Why, oh
in
boy.
any way confirm or deny.
So, as you are looking around, Rogar, aka Scrappy, roll initiative.
That thing that. I was about to say, I'm going to
Nothing
shoot
to
one
do
of
with
these
the
bushes because they look.
Hang on, let me move out of your square.
This is fine. 23 for Scrappy. I forgot to click on me properly. Oh no, I am clicked on properly. Should work.
Yeah.
Aha!
13.
Yeah, keeping it up on a 14.
Keep forgetting that AD has to actually
Goodness
turn on the
sake.
turn on.
Yeah.
But I've always rolled low on initiative. That's all I'm inferring. Just filthy minded for a healer.
Maybe you need one of these potions to get your initiative up.
No, it makes my initiative go down by 2. I mean,
Ah!
Do we have everyone on the initiative?
Not yet.
In your own time, Linny?
I'm getting there.
he's got to rename Pushkins. Priorities.
So, Rogar, with lightning speed, you go first.
Does one of the bushes move weird, or do I see anything?
All 3 of them sort of shimmy in the air and just sort of, there's a weird rotation to them as they, without having faces, face you.
Yeah. So I will shoot with my first crossbow,
Cool.
and then get a 12.
Which one you shooting at?
The one up front.
Cool. You get a 12.
Yeah,
Your bolt goes just straight through it and flies out to the other side.
Yep. By which you mean as in it missed?
As in it missed you.
Yeah. Then I drop that one, interact, pull out my other one, and fire that one.
Cool.
At a negative and get an 11.
The second crossbow bolt follows the first crossbow bolt. It goes through the bush and across the way.
They're alive! arrived. They're coming at us.
It could be right for us.
At which point they're going to rip my face off.
Are they coming out of the trees?
They are the tree!
Oh no!
So this one will go 5, 10. Real slow, pulling itself across the mulch to there. Yeah. Yes. It is then going to vine attack at 10 feet away, Rogar. And you see these thorny vines just whip out at you.
I will ready myself to dodge out of
Jesus Christ. Can you ready yourself to dodge out of there?
the way. By which I mean I'm waiting for me to get hit.
Alright, cool. You are getting critically hit.
Yeah, I noticed.
You take 14 points of slashing damage as these horrific vines slash into your skin and tear at you. You also receive the status effect Weeping Wounds. So the blood lashes bush vines cause terrible lacerations that continue to bleed. A creature hit with a vine attack takes 1 persistent bleed damage, 2 on a critical, so take 2. Unlike other forms of persistent damage, this damage is cumulative. To a maximum of 5 persistent... Oh my god. And it can be stopped like any other bleed damage, so you can get rid of it next time.
So it's 2 persistent damage.
Yep. And if I hit you again and do another 2, you'll now be on 4 persistent damage, and so on and so forth.
Until you get to 5. So
yeah.
do you want to take that potion now?
Does it improve my hit points?
Yes, it does.
Then I might. But
Ah.
anyway, moving on. It's not me. It's the other 2 bushes first.
Uh,
No, it's not. It's you.
No, you're fine. Yeah. We'll do that one. There we go. So, it is now Zek.
I will go hurtling forward at a rate of knots. Just check my measurements. Yes, I'm good. And I will hurl an alchemical bomb at this one.
Okay.
Ha! 20.
Nice.
Your twin, you hurl the alchemical bomb. It splashes all over the bush. Oh my god!
I can use it.
It does 1 burning damage to the bush.
1 burning damage.
Yeah, but it has a persistent 1 fire damage till it puts itself out by stopping, dropping, and rolling.
Fire, fire, fire. Where's the fire? There we go. You're burning now. Cool. Ding, 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 ding. Is that your turn?
Then I will heroically run back to where I was.
Kyra, you're up.
Rogar, how are you looking?
Did you say... was that a fire or an acid?
Fire.
Right, that's cool. You see that the fire starts burning through some of the leaves and thorns as it does more damage to it than you're used to when you throw one of these.
Good. I like the fact that bushes burn.
Sorry, Rogar, you not looking great at the moment?
I am not looking great.
He's definitely blooded.
Ah,
I cast healing, 2nd level healing, plus 2 action healing. So that's 11 points of healing to Rogar.
thank you very much.
And I will then cast guidance on him. +1 to an attack roll, etc., etc.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Linny, you're up.
Alrighty.
At the same... What, your dex is higher, you can go first. Go.
Gonna move closer to Rogar. Oh wait, no. No, we're gonna stay where I am. I'm just gonna firebolt it. Or produce flame it.
You're going to produce flame it.
No longer a ranged weapon.
Yes.
Range 30 feet.
Yes.
A small
So
ball of flame
14.
appears in the palm of your hand. And a 14, your ball of your little sphere of flame, you throw it as hard as you can, and it falls short.
Damn it.
Okay. I'll use my second action to send in the cat, and then the cat makes an attack.
Is Puskin slashing damage?
Puskins is either slashing or piercing, but he's going to do the slashing.
Cool.
That's another 13, which is...
First claw goes slashing through, but you don't see any real debris of bush flying everywhere.
That's it.
Does Puskins not get 2 attacks? Ah,
Yes,
movement,
2
movement.
actions.
Yeah, sorry, movement, yeah. Cool. That is Linny's go.
Yep.
This bush will go slurp, 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 slurp. And vine attack on Puskins.
No.
And it can hit me at that range.
Yeah, it can. Yes, it can.
That doesn't cause so much trauma to the chat.
But
The dwarf is expendable, as we discovered.
but misses, I believe. What is Puskins? Yeah. Yeah, critical. Oh, natural one, yeah, yeah. So it will take. Right, it'll take 4 points of damage off its own attack as the vines sort of whip out to Puskins. It overestimates Puskins' dexterity, and the whipping thorny vines come back into itself and tear some of its branches away.
What?
Oh, ha ha. The last bush will go slurpy, slurpy, slurpy. And vine attack. How far did that move?
Not very far.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, it moved. It's 20, that's fine. It will then use its last 2 action points to blood siphon the dwarf.
Yay!
Oh, a special attack.
Yeah. So the blood siphon. The tendrils of the bush reach out to siphon blood from a victim up to 20 feet away with persistent bleed damage, causing the victim to immediately take the amount of bleed damage. Give me a reflex save of 17.
Yay! Rolled a 1.
So,
Hero points.
To be honest, I've only got 2 persistent damage, so if it only does 2 persistent damage extra, I'll just
Oh,
take
yeah,
it.
we've got an extra hero.
Yes. With 2
Yeah,
hero
so-
points.
I've used 1.
you take 2 points of bleed damage,
So we have 3
Yeah.
total demons.
and it pulls blood from you. So the wounds it actually, when the thorns hit you, they sort of stick for a while, and then as they pull away, there's a brief second, Rogar, where you see your own blood sort of in a very like sticky tendril reach the vines of the bush as it pulls it back, and then the blood seeps into the vines as if it's healed itself.
Oh, this is fascinating. Can we keep one of these alive?
No.
Rogar, it's your
Can't they keep
turn.
the dogs alive?
Do I? Reload the shoot. Do I? Access?
Do you drink the potion?
You really want me to, don't you? Problem is, drink potion in action, pull out axes in action. Oh, sorry, let's do all berserker stuff then. Oh no, I can't reach. It's 10 feet away. I'll just I'll be fine. Okay, what does the potion do?
Excellent. You took the mutagen. You get you gain an item potion to fortitude saves and the 5 temporary hit points. So you have +1 on fort saves. You gain 5 temporary hit points, and the duration lasts 1 minute. Would you like to know the drawbacks?
Yes, go on.
Excellent! You take a -2 penalty to will saves, perception checks, and initiative rolls.
Why have you rolled a d20?
That's for the recurring damage. So on your turn, you take the damage and you roll a flat 15 is the pass rate, and that stops the damage.
Or the wound?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have different notes in your thing for it.
It doesn't say that you get to roll again.
It's the trying to stop it from bleeding roll. But it failed anyway, so don't worry about it.
You said it.
Oh, it can be. Yeah, sorry. It can be stopped like any other persistent bleed damage. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, cool. My bad.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's okay. You look confused.
It was just in case you had different notes for it.
No, I shall read more of the rules.
It's
Gain
fine,
5
it's fine.
temporary hit points. That's the important thing.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do those in a sec. So I basically put out axe, drink potion, step up, done.
Cool. Now,
And
this bush. Does it take the damage on your turn or its turn, Zekar?
It takes the damage on its turn at the
Cool.
beginning of its turn.
Is it a d4?
Oh no, it's 1 burning damage. It just takes 1 point of burning damage.
Oh, okay. And it takes. Is that how that works? It takes. Actually, am I reading this right? It says weakness, fire, 5. So does that mean 5 points extra to any fire damage it takes?
Yes.
So that means your persistent will be 6 points.
Yes.
Cool.
No.
This is why I made a lot of burning potions today, or burning bombs.
Cool. So it burns. It will then use. Oh, yes! It will use Spinning Strike. Which means lashing out in all directions, all 3 of its action points. It makes 1 attack roll and compares the result to the AC of each creature within its melee reach, rolling damage only once and applying it to each creature. So I have to roll to hit you both. So would that be divine attack twice? So on the Pusskins, that's a 29.
That's it.
And on what's his face McGee, Rogar, that's a miss, I believe.
29. Oh no, 17. Yes.
29 is on Pusskins.
Yeah. So you don't roll once and apply to all of us. You roll for each of us. Okay, 17 is a miss. Yes.
Yeah, I
Does it
roll.
hit the other plants?
It does not.
Oh.
So I roll once, and you both get that same damage. So it's a crit. So you take 11. You don't take any, Rogar. Pusskins is on his ass, or on her ass.
No!
Yeah. So now dying. That's it. It's go. Zek, you're up.
Oh, me again.
All these vines just go whipping out in all directions. Some of them hit the bushes next to them, but you don't see any real damage. Pusskin is just lost all snow leopard colouring and now looks like a red and slightly grey spotted cat. And Rogar's, well, he just got hit with a vine but didn't really care.
Okay, well, I'm going to run to there, and then I'm going to throw another bomb. But this time, I'm going to throw out the one in the middle.
We need to get Puskin some armour.
I really do.
What we need to do is level up.
All that.
Well, that way Pushkins gets harder.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
So,
This is the bit where AD reveals to us we're meant to level up.
Like 3 times.
oh, you think you're leveling up? No. So,
Level 1 forever.
you can thank.
He's such a nice DM.
You can thank your fans. What they blew on Pusskin's name has cost you levels.
Worth it.
Kill this.
Worth
He's
it.
got levels up.
I don't
So,
know if it is worth it.
so Zach, was that your
That was,
bomb,
yeah.
yeah?
I get a 12. I do get +2 on it. Cause it has a
14?
It's a
So
14.
no, you have not landed the.
Oh, sorry, +3. 15.
You have not landed the strike.
Okay, fair enough.
You got any more pluses?
No, I'm done.
That is Kyra, you're up. You also saw the fire vial when it exploded on the bush burn through the branches pretty quickly. So you are aware that fire hurts it.
Save the cat.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got the heal animal. I could do it at range. That'll heal her much better, guaranteed.
Well, you can do that on your turn.
Meanwhile,
Pour a potion.
I know, but they're not immune to fire.
So
I
Kyra,
have all of them.
I fire raid the middle one, and I don't think it does. Shit.
You've got a hero point.
you have got a hero point.
That's
True. I could have
I might
rolled
as
my
well.
throw.
You have
Oh,
all got a few
It
hero
still
points.
does absolutely bollocks.
You're-
yeah.
Another hero point.
Yeah.
You're on a 14 that time. That might hit. That might hit. You never know.
You do. Have you used any of your hero points, Kyra?
Yeah, I've got one left.
You did intimidation, didn't you? So you start with one, then you got one at
Yeah.
9, then you got one at 10. You used one for intimidation, one for them, so you got one left. So you could do it again.
Fine. 16.
16. Your fire raid just hits
Thank
the
Christ.
bush.
Yes.
You do your 4 points of damage plus the weakness. Are you hitting the one already on fire or a different one?
No, the one in the middle.
The one in the middle. So it takes your 4, so it takes 9 points fire damage. Do you persistently burn the little thing? Or on a critical, persistent fire damage on a critical. Okay.
Yeah.
Target or object. A blaze band of arcs. Make a spell attack roll. The raid deals 2d6. The raid's initial damage 2d6 and persistent.
Oh, I think because it's a focus.
That
spell,
sounds
it's
weird.
automatically heightened, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it actually does another 2d6 on top of that?
Yep.
Or do I just double what I've already got? I don't know.
Initial damage increases by 2d6, so it's 4d6.
Yeah, so
Okay, so, oh, there we go. Add a 12 to that. 16 points of fire damage.
That's fine.
Oh well, no, because it's all in the same attack, innit?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it now on fire? Or only on a
Uh,
critical success?
Yeah, I didn't crit it, so yeah, it's not persistent.
That's
just
worded really weird.
It is worded a bit strange, but yeah.
Probably better in the book.
Yeah, it's because it says it increases the persistent damage, which makes me assume that it's already persistent damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, you've obliterated quite a lot of that bush in a single fire ray that didn't take 3d20s to hit it.
Hooray!
Rogar, you see this thing almost shrink to well over half its size, or under half its size, as branches and thorns and leaves get burnt away.
And that's me done, I think. Not much else I can do.
Cool. Linny. Heal animal.
alright, so she's healed to full.
Cool, she's still wounded.
Oh, that's 11.
Pusskins, no.
Because I'm assuming it's the next heal or treated wounds that removes the wounded.
Yeah. And then, yeah, just try and slash her. There you go. I'm going to use a hero point.
Cool.
I'm going to cry a little bit inside.
You got you got the hero points left?
I do.
Do you want to use it?
No. That's for if I get to wounded 4.
I was waiting for the. I'll be cashing that in on a death save. So, Linny, that your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
This one is going to vine whip. Can it reach you? It's going to move to here. It's going to use an action point to move here, and then it's going to vine whip Kyra.
Okay.
17.
Yeah, it does hit.
Cool. So you take 8 points of slashing damage as these thorny vines whip into your face, chest, and neck area, and you also now have weeping wounds.
does that hit my shield first, or can I choose whether to take it off shield
Did
or
you use
me?
the raise shield action?
No, I just have a shield.
In which case, no.
So if you
Okay.
if you just have a shield, it raises your AC. If you raise shield, you're deliberately putting that in the way of the attack.
But yeah.
So you are hit with the vine attack, so you get the weeping wound. So you take 1 persistent bleed damage, and you are now persistently bleeding. So
Okie dokie.
there we go. And it's got, so that was 1, that was another. It will attempt the same thing on Linny. -5, so you've missed.
Yep.
Cool. So you see one vine hit Kyra, then another one whip out at you, Linny, but it sort of just snaps and cracks in the air in front of you, but doesn't actually land. The one in the middle facing Rogar will Vine Whip Rogar with its first Vine Whip. And miss. But you are taking persistent damage, are you not, Rogar?
I am, yes.
So this has now gone up.
Okay, so it goes up
Can
by
I
another
get
1.
killed by?
Or does it only go up? No, it only goes up if I hit you. So it don't go up now.
Okay.
And the second one at -5 is a 21. So you take
That'll hit.
8 points of slashing damage and another point of persistent. So you're now on 3 persistent.
3. Okay.
And then on its third action, it will Vine Whip you again at -10 and get a 10.
This is.
Rogar, your go.
Smack. And smack. Maybe. We'll see in a minute. Right. Dwarven War Axe. 2 hands. Hulk out. What does it add again to my strength and stuff? James, or did it not?
It added
Doesn't
to your
add to your
fortitude.
Oh, literally just gives me penalties. Great, nice one, James.
It gives you +1 to fortitude saves. It gives you 5 extra hit points.
Basically, it's done you. That's how
That's
I.
what he's done.
No.
Absolutely stiffed me.
I love it, man.
Anyway,
What are you talking
19,
about? It's a
19 to
fantastic
hit.
mutagen.
Say again. Say again.
19 to hit.
19 does. Are you hitting the one in the middle?
Yeah, I'll concentrate more. Actually, no. I'll
The-
try and defend my friends. The one on the left.
The one in the
That
middle.
was me.
The one in the middle looks really blooded. The one on your right, so this one here,
Yeah.
looks just blooded. The one to your left, it's lost a leaf or 2.
All right. Well, okay. I'll concentrate on this guy first.
Go. So yeah, you hit. You do 4 damage slashing.
Cool. Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Cool. I will then flurry. Should be this at -3.
Oh,
It's a 24, so 21
21 does hit.
and 15 damage.
15 damage. Bam! You just literally start the blending of this bloodlash bush and just tear it to shreds with your axe and knife.
Fortunately for you bushes, I'm a forest dwarf.
Oh my god. If we get sued by Schwarzenegger.
Slightly horrifying.
Right, the one that's burning takes 8 points, so 6 points of fire. Jesus, they're really useful right now. It has no concept of drop. Roll. It will then it will blood siphon Pusskins. So give me a reflex save with Pusskins.
Oh no.
Okay.
I did that the wrong way around, but never mind. A 9.
23.
23, cool. Then vine attack. Does a 30 hit?
30 does hit.
That is a ridiculous. What did I get then? A 19. That is just slightly over 10. Yeah. So, Pusskins will take 24 points of damage.
Ow!
Yes. Zach, you're up. Can you please... Yeah, there you go. There you go. Just get that little cross on, skull and crossbones on there, you know what I mean?
Is he dead?
He's dead, Dave. He's dead. He's looking like it, but he's not. She's not moving. I don't need to go that close.
I'll throw a bomb at this one.
Okay. Oh, hits.
16.
3.
Yay!
Oh, takes 1 fire damage
So 6.
and gets a persistent 1 fire damage until it puts it out.
Cool.
And then for the rest of my action, I fall back.
Kara, you're up. Pusskins is just getting redder and redder every time the poor little cat opens its eyes.
Pusskins. I cast Daze on the one in front of Pusskins.
You cast Daze.
Yeah.
What's that? A will save, isn't it?
Yeah, well, 17.
Come on. There you go. 17.
Meets it. Damn it, so that doesn't work. I then, for my last action, cast heal on myself. Because, I was not looking good. Hooray! Take 7 points of healing. I then look sad.
Lenny, you're up. Pusskins on her way out again. Telling you, man. You're going to have some rolls after this session to see if Pusskins actually sticks around with you or leaves. You heal Pusskins back up to full.
No, this is just a 10. It was just heal, not heal.
Ah, right, cool. I saw the reflex and thought it was a 13.
Yeah. And
Are you doing it as a touch spell or a distance spell?
it's a distance spell.
So it's, yeah. 10.
Yeah, 3.
I saw the 2, I was like, please no.
So Pusskins is back
And,
up to 10 hit points.
Yeah, just give her
Run,
the action
Pusskins!
to...
Run,
right,
Pusskins!
what's the disengage thing for this game?
You can take a step.
Yeah.
So you can use one action
Okay.
to take step, which means Pusskins can move 5
Step.
feet without causing an attack of initiative.
And then she has another action, so just get back
Sweet.
there, Puskins.
Poor
So,
Pusskins.
I will say that Linny knows that they've managed to hit you at least 20 feet away.
Yeah.
Hence why me and the cat are stood back here.
That's fine.
So, we're sacrificing the dwarf, the cat. Ding da da ding. That's Linny's
I'm
go.
still in range as well.
This one will now hit Blood Siphon on Kyra. So, Kyra, can you give me a reflex save, please?
Yep. I rolled a 17.
That's exactly what you needed. You are fine.
Yay!
It will then lash out at you. There's a 27 at you?
Would you believe me if I said no?
I wouldn't, but
That's because
It's
I'm
also-
lying.
it's also
Yeah,
a
basically.
critical hit because it's plus 10. Why does it not give you the damage?
Because it pities me.
It's not giving me the damage. Alright, let's roll damage. So you
See if this floors me.
take 16 points of damage.
I'm on the floor.
Oh no, the healer is down. Rifle through her pockets. I mean healer.
Rogar, you'll go.
Yeah.
As you just hear it. You just hear a gurgling cry from Kyra, who's also turned her token.
Did it take burning damage?
It did not, but it will not.
Alright, speaking of which, I'm going to take my persistent damage for the turn. I'm then going to roll to see if it stops. It does not. I will then, in a slightly frothing, spitting rage, turn to the bush to my left mark it as my next prey, and go, "You going down, boy?"
You just call the bush a boy.
Scrappy cares not for your negative.
Yes.
Oh,
Neither does the bush. The bush, you sort of see, form some of its leaves as if to make an ear.
Oh, come on. Hero pointed that to a 10.
And then you can see some more vines do that.
And on the backswing, I'll get a 14, which probably still misses.
It does indeed. So after 6 seconds ago, you shredded one of these bushes to pieces. Your adrenaline's pumping that much that you just can't land on this next bush. Mediocre. So this one, having watched that display of awesome martial prowess,
It's a bush,
It's
by the way.
persistent fire damage.
take its persistent fire damage. If only it was intelligent enough. And it will
Just in case it kills it.
vine attack the dwarf
Hopefully not,
with a 25. What's your AC of the dwarf?
18.
18. So it's not critical.
Oh, wait, hang on, sorry. Just 1 sec. It was only a fortitude save I took a negative on, right?
No,
Goblin.
will saves. Will saves.
Right, yeah, sure. Sorry, I don't take any AC penalties.
No.
You get bonus on fort saves.
So you take
Shut up,
you
right,
take you take 5 points of slashing damage,
Okay, I'm on 0.
and
Did you
you
include your temporary hit points?
I have lost my temporary hit points already, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
it will vine attack you again.
You know how Ada was saying he really wants to do his own Pathfinder?
Yeah, he's just trying to kill us off.
Let's end the adventures of Pusskins and do my own.
That's a
Squirrel
27.
Paladin, everyone. Squirrel Paladin.
So it's not critical. Why is it not doing damage? I don't like that.
I don't know.
So your persistent damage has now gone up another 1,
Great.
and I've damaged you, so you take dying 1 to dying 2.
Yes.
Yes.
On your next turn, that persistent damage, is it just 1 level of dying, or do you take 4 levels of dying because of the 4 points?
One level of
Okay, so damage is 1 level. Cool. Okay. Good to know.
Dying 2.
And it will 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, you lucky shit. You can't. It will move with its last action. 5, 10, 15, 20. Zach, you're up.
Oh, wow. This is ow, bold.
The one on fire right here looks
Yeah.
absolutely munted.
Right. And this one?
That one, it looks blooded, so it's under half.
Excellent. Okay. I guess I'll be biffing a bomb at this one then.
So a firebomb.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
23. That definitely hits. Oh. 3,
fire
so
damage.
8. And it doesn't take the persistent until its turn, does it?
No.
Cool.
But its persistent goes up by an additional 1 now.
Okay, so
It
it'll,
takes 2. Okay, is it still alive?
it is now in a crippled state, but it is still alive. So for those at home, blooded means 50% or less, and crippled means 10% or less.
Okay. Linny, you better fix the cleric. I'm going to run over here. I'm going to slam a healing potion in the dwarf.
Cool.
I will use my bigger healing potion. Stupid dwarf. Get 10 hit points back.
I love that you turned the tokens when you went down
I love the fact that you've also put yourself on mute. Ha! Stupid dwarf.
Because you don't want to hear me swearing.
Swearing that I saved your life? Saved by the goblin. Oh God, how embarrassing.
So, is that you done, Zek?
That's my 3 actions, and I'm now potentially going to get hit. So better do something.
Kyra, you're up-ish, sort of, death. You roll... Go on then, how's this work? You roll a d20. Roll a d20.
D20, and its DC is 10 plus
Plus-
your level of dying.
Yes, so you're it's 11. Yeah, you're 11.
So DC 11, it's a flat
Yeah.
D20.
I roll an 11.
You're fine.
Stabilise.
Hooray, I'm unconscious.
Yay.
Hang on. So you can stabilise this whole time.
You didn't. You know that, Rob. You've been doing it
I
as
have
well.
no idea. Pushkins has fell down so many times. I've just instant heals. I've
Yeah,
never
to be fair,
paid
you haven't just healed him
attention
through
to
Yeah,
it.
it's better to just instant heal rather than let the winds of fate see if Pushkins lives.
The
The
winds of
Twitch
fate,
stream goes bananas.
right, the winds of fate means that I could have maybe gotten another fireball or 2 here and there.
Not with your
You
rolls,
can do
mate.
fireball?
Or
Oh.
fire.
So, that's Kyra's go. Linny, you're up.
Okay. So if I stick a potion to someone, is that one action?
Yes.
Putting a potion down someone's throat, yes, it's one action.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, good lad. Are you using one of the elixirs of life? 1d6 plus 1.
No, just 1d6.
Oh, it gives them a +1 against saving throws, disease. Oh, that's pretty cool.
5 HP to
Kyra.
Kyra. And then turn round and hopefully... So, okay, so this bush looks like it might die out in the next round. It might burn up.
It looks in a crippled state, mate. You interpret that how you so wish.
You just maybe burn the bush
think
that's
just-
next to me.
I'm thinking that you know, we might be lucky enough that I could burn that bush, and then this one will just crumble up by the time it gets to its turn.
Sounds like a plan.
However, luck has never been on my side in this game so far. So, don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm going for the furthest one.
Okay.
So 25.
It does hit.
Nice.
It's not a critical. But it does 7 points of damage plus
Is it
5.
flat-footed? I don't know what flat-footed is. But I can
You
still
lose
do it.
your dexterity bonus to your AC.
Okay.
And it's not
Is it
flat-footed.
flat-footed at all?
It is not.
How does one get something flat-footed?
You flank it, or you
Flank
surprise
it,
it, or
or
you
you
put it on
act
the
before it
floor.
does.
Yeah.
Okay. I technically do act before it does.
No, 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 no.
In the
very
in the-
beginning of the
Like,
first round.
like a surprise type thing.
Okay. Apparently, Drugami gets.
Drugami's dead to us, mate. You're trying to save Pusskins now.
Well, Pusskins. Apparently, it
Excuse me.
is. Oh wait, that's an action. Oh. I can make Pusskins make things flat-footed.
Okay, that's great. Pusskins is nowhere
It's
near
nice to know
combat.
for future. But yeah, so that's 7 fire damage.
I've done that. That's one action.
That's it.
One action to
That's
Kyra.
That's 2 actions for the produce flames. That's
Oh,
2
okay,
actions.
okay.
I'm done.
It's now the bushes go. This one over here.
I just have the vague hopes that I would crit.
So it's going to do spinning attack. A 30 on the dwarf.
Yes.
And a 21 on the goblin.
Jesus.
So
Ow!
you both take 11. You're probably going to get critted with that, aren't you, Mr. Dwarf?
Yes.
plus-
Yes, I am.
Your AC is not 11, is it, Zek?
It's 18.
Yours is 18. What's yours, Zek?
17.
Cool. So Zek, you take 11 points of slashing. Rogar, you take 16 points of slashing.
Yep. And guess what?
You're down again.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm dwarf!
Rogar, it's your go. Can you give me a saving throw? And I believe
Did it take burning damage?
it did not, but it is.
It's the only way we're killing them.
Oh.
We've got to battle back against nature by setting it on fire!
James?
The burning
Yes.
bush is beyond crippled. Like it's like one branch, a thorn, and a leaf. Rogar, it is your turn, and I believe your persistent damage is 4 at the minute.
Yeah, it is.
So
I was
you
gonna say, we're
lose.
I'm going to lose. We're losing another level of dying. But do I go back to dying 2, or do I go back to dying 3?
You were wounded,
You-
so you
become wounded, whatever level, and then that gets tagged on to your new.
so you are now dying 3. So your DC is
So
now
I was
13.
Wounded put me in dying 2, so therefore persistence going to be 3. Then I make my save. That's fine. And stabilization. No, so I am not stabilizing automatically. Does my persistent damage decide it wants to screw off?
So hang
Let's
on,
have a look.
hang on. If you were dying 3 and you fail your roll, what happens?
You become dying 4,
So you're dead.
unless he uses his hero point.
I
All of
thought
his
you
hero
had
points.
dying 5.
It's dying 4, mate.
I don't think so. I think it's dying 4.
It is dying
DM
4.
says.
I is dead because
So-
I have spent all my hero points.
Look what you've done. You've made Rob leave.
You spent all your
Oh
hero.
my god! His rage quit!
Rob has
So-
had enough. Rob is out.
So you've spent. Have you spent all your points?
Yeah.
Cool. You
They
are.
are dead.
You are.
No.
You are dead. He's dead, Dave. He's dead. Right. Well, that's how dying works, kids. Persistent damage.
Persistent damage, bro.
that bush in front of Linny just evaporates into ash. Evaporates is
Wait,
probably the wrong word.
Hang on. Griff gives out a good point. Does that include the hero point you gained 11 minutes ago? Because it is
It's
11.
Oh yeah, it's just past 11 o'clock!
That is a good point. I did not include one we gained 11 minutes ago because I didn't notice that we gained one
Thanks,
11 minutes
Dan.
ago. I will burn said hero point that I gained 11 minutes ago to not die. Well
Cool.
done, streamers.
Good job, Dan.
Oh, it feels
Cool.
like players and streamers versus the DM. Oh.
I do feel it is literally like 20 of you versus one of me. Good odds for any DM. So, Zach,
Right, so when I spend the hero,
you just stabilise, mate. You're not.
that's right, I'll carry on, I was just reading.
Yeah, cool. Zach, you're up.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't want to be here anymore.
You reckon if you spit on the one in front of you, it will die?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, like a really aggressive spit.
I mean, you'll have to put some effort in, but if you land that spit, it's on its ass.
Okay, in which case... Burn, baby, burn! Bombing in disco!
You missed.
I get a +3.
Plus 3,
16.
you just hit.
Ha ha! I set your bush on fire.
Wow.
1 point of damage!
So it only had 1 hit point left.
Oh, thank God. Yay.
Okay, we are done. We are leaving here. We are never talking about this glade again.
So, you kill the 3 bushes outside the cave. You can see the cave ahead of you. We're going to call it there because it's now 11:15, and you can venture into the cave next week, or turn around and do one.
I don't want to go anywhere near it.
Provide on some other wolves for a bit, level up to level 5.
Yeah, go grind.
Let's go grind, yeah.
So, thank you very much, players, for taking part in session 3, I believe, of the Fall of Plaguestone adventure in the campaign The Tales of Pusskins. Thank you to all the subscribers and followers. I hope you had a laugh. We had a great time. Thank you very much for that. Go check us out on all the social media. Thank you to all the sponsors. Go check them out on Facebook and such. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Go watch this on the VOD and go watch YouTube later on. We love you all and take care. Stay safe, stay sane, etc. Say goodbye, players.
Bye, players.
Bye!